For 9 days, 8 teams have vied for the right to play in collegiate baseball's premier event. One game that has sparked jubilation and the celebration of a championship for over 50 years. One contest which has provided glorious moments and unlikely heroes. 0-1 pitch. Base hit left field. He's going to wave him around. Topham comes up throwing to the plate. LSU wins it.
Now Warren Morris. It's a deep drive to the right field line. That ball is gone. LSU wins the College World Series on a home run by Morris.
Today, the University of South Carolina will try to submit its upset bid. The Gamecocks are in search of the school's first national baseball championship. Their opponent, the mighty Longhorns of the University of Texas, who have 4 national titles in their history. It's Texas and South Carolina for all the marbles in the College World Series. Welcome to Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium here in Omaha, Nebraska, where one terrific team will prevail. Will it be the Gamecocks of South Carolina, or will it be the Texas Longhorns? It is a typical hot midsummer day here in the state of Nebraska. Temperatures in the upper 80s right now. It promises to get warmer today. It's already warmer down on the field where the temperature has gone above the 110-degree mark. It's a long and challenging season, and truly only the strong survive. Here in Omaha, it's an annual right to bear witness to the fight and to pay homage to the strongest. And once again, Omaha, Nebraska will be the scene as we crown a national champion. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium here in Omaha. I'm Greg Gumbel. So many baseball teams dream of being here when the season begins, but the only 2 left with their dreams alive are the Texas Longhorns and the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Surviving bracket number 1 is South Carolina. At 4-1, they lost their opener to Georgia Tech and have come back strong, haven't lost another game since to reach this title game. Texas, on the other hand, has gone through their bracket unbeaten, and at 3-0, they sit atop bracket number 2 and will vie for the title. Joining me here in Rosenblatt Stadium today are Rick Cerone and Armen Keteyian. Let's go down on the field now and join Rick, who is with Texas coach Augie Garrido.
Coach, talk to me. What did you tell your players before they got off the bus today?
Rick, you know, one of the things about defining moments, big games, you've played in a lot of them, you've been a star in a lot of them. The main thing about today is the relationships that they've already developed in the way that they'll always stay together, and this game will help redefine that for them and will make a difference in their lives. And the one thing they can't lose is the respect, the loyalty, and the love that they have for each other.
Now talk to me about South Carolina. They're hot. What do you need to do to beat them today?
Well, we're going to have to make all the plays defensively. You can't give them second opportunities. You've got to get the outs when they're available and shut them down from the mound and on the field, and then scratch out as many runs as you can.
All right, good luck, Augie. Hey, let's throw it over to South Carolina and Armen Keteyian.
Thanks, Rick. I'm with Ray Tanner, the head coach of South Carolina, which won its school record 57th game yesterday. Coach, some of the people watching the game might wonder why South Carolina. What defines this team?
Well, we've got great character on this club. I'm not sure it's the most talented team I've ever been associated with, but it's a team of tremendous character. We've had some adversity along the way. We bounce back. We lose a couple games, and we come back. We win a game. We're not too high. We're not too low, and it's just been a real level group, and we keep things in perspective, and when we get down, we try to rally back, and we just had a lot of clutch people step up all year for us, and here we are in the last game of the year.
Speaking of the last game with Texas, what do you think, if you had to boil it down, could be the difference today?
Well, it could be the pitching. Unfortunately, it seems to be the trend in baseball at any level that if you have great pitching, you can win, and nobody has better pitching than Texas. So we got a tremendous task to figure out how to score some runs today. That's going to be a challenge.
Well, good luck, Coach. Greg, back to you.
All right, Armen and Rick Cerone, thank you both very much. It's about time to play ball and determine a champion. We'll be back with the starting lineup and the first pitch after this.
The NCAA College World Series Championship on CBS is sponsored by Gateway, where you've got a friend in the business. Centrum Performance, with more key nutrients to help energize your mind and body. And by the Home Depot. driving down the cost of home improvement.
Two outstanding baseball teams, South Carolina and Texas. And the Longhorns, the home team in this matchup here this afternoon, take the field. Let's take a look at the South Carolina starting lineup sponsored by Centrum. This is a team that belted 122 home runs this year. Drew Meyer leads off and plays shortstop, a .361 hitter. Batting second in center field is junior Justin Harris. Hitting third, power man, 29 home runs, 94 RBIs, senior first baseman Jerome Peters. The cleanup hitter is right fielder Steve Thomas. Hitting in the number 5 spot is the designated hitter Trey Dyson. Hitting sixth and playing left field, Garris Gantz. A big game for him yesterday to get Carolina here. Third baseman Brian Busher hits seventh. The catcher, another guy who had a great game yesterday, Landon Powell. And out at second base is the freshman Kevin Melillo.
Okay, Greg, let's take a look at the Texas defense. You'll have Chris Carmichael in left field, Napoleon in center, Majewski in right field. Third baseman will be Omar Quintanilla. Brandon Fahey will be the shortstop. Tim Moss, the second baseman. Jeff Ontiveros will be the first baseman. Behind the plate, Ryan Ubel. And on the mound, Justin Simmons. He's 15-1. They're looking for a big game out of Justin Simmons. 15-1 on the season. The 2.44 first-team All-American pitcher.
Neither of these coaches was absolutely sure yesterday who was going to start this game, or maybe they were and they just didn't want to say.
Well, they kept it to the last minute. You see a lot of Hook 'em Horn fans. Sold out crowd, beautiful day.
There's Augie Garrido, Texas looking for a 5th national championship. And South Carolina looking for its first. Justin Simmons on the hill, and he will face Drew Meyer. Holds the South Carolina record for hits in a season with 119, and 3 times he's led a game off with a home run. Here's the first pitch. Ball 1, and we're underway.
You're going to have 2 pitchers today, Greg, that aren't going to break a pane of glass, but they have great control.
Meyer swings and misses, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Drew Meyer, .361 on the year, 6 home runs and 40 runs batted in. The 1-1 towards short. Brandon Fahey right through his legs.
Don't care who you are, you always have those jitters. First inning of a ball game, routine hop. Just never got the glove down, went right underneath the glove. You see the glove off the dirt. Not a good way to start if you're Texas.
So Drew Meyer is on first, and here's Justin Harris, the junior center fielder with 5 home runs and 33 runs batted in. And we'll get an indication right off the bat how Ray Tanner wants to play this ball game.
I'll tell you what, would not shock me to see him put down a bunt. You got a 15-1 starter on the mound. Runs are going to be at a premium today. Why not try to get that first run home? You got Meyer with 39 steals out of 53 attempts.
And Harris did go for the bunt and fouled it off. Here's how South Carolina has gotten here. Boy, after a really what should have been a depressing loss to Georgia Tech, Coach Tanner said, hey, forget about that one. That one's over. And they went on to beat Nebraska, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and then Clemson again. And how sweet a victory is it for the Gamecocks to knock off South Carolina state rival Clemson twice to reach this championship game.
Yeah, Clemson was in the driver's seat.
And what a terrific ball club they were, too.
We talked about it last week in our broadcast that Division A, this division South Carolina was in, that was the hitters. And the Texas division, the bracket, was definitely for pitching, and it really led that way to the whole College World Series.
Simmons with a pretty decent move to first. Comes to the plate here, lofted into right field for a base hit. Meyer stops at second. Harris is on at first with the first hit of the game. We talked about how South Carolina got here. Texas beat Rice 2-1, Stanford 8-7, Stanford 6-5. The Longhorns, no strangers to one-run games here in Omaha.
And I got to be honest with you, Texas has gone 3-0 in the College World Series. But Augie Garrido will be the first one to tell you they have not really hit their stride. They're not playing their type of baseball. They're only hitting 240 as a team, and the ERA almost 4.5 runs a game. So they've found a way to win the close ball games.
And here is a big problem for Texas right here. Yaron Peters, 29 home runs, 94 runs batted in. He has just been outstanding this season. 4 games, he's hit 2 home runs. He's set a team record in home runs with 29, RBIs with 94. He also owns the team record for total bases and is threatening a team mark for slugging percentage on the season. That one stays outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And just like we've seen the last 3 days from this South Carolina team, you make a mistake against them, they punish you. Clemson, their All-American shortstop Green yesterday made 3 errors. They took advantage of every mistake the opposition takes.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Harris, Peters, Thomas, fine numbers. And now Justin Simmons has gone 3-0 to Yaron Peters, and like I always say, Mr. Cerrone, this is an awfully good pitch to hit.
He will be swinging.
Took a fastball down the middle, 3-1.
One of the things that we want to watch with Justin Simmons on the mound. Okay, 3-0, just on the outside part of the plate, maybe not where he was looking. Right there. Okay, 3-1, you should get the similar type pitch. But with Simmons on the mound, he could throw that changeup at any time.
And he did. But he missed the plate, and the bases are loaded.
Boy, a little ground ball to shortstop. Brandon Fahey has opened the gates here.
Here's Steve Thomas, the senior right fielder and cleanup hitter. You see with South Carolina the damage they have done to the opposition in the first inning. And unless something unusual happens here, they're going to do a little damage right now.
Well, right now, if you're Texas, you'll take 1 run. If you can get out of this with just giving up 1, Justin Simmons has done his job.
The Texas defense, the infield is back, and there's a breaking ball across the plate for a called strike.
Greg, one of the other things we have to keep in mind, the home plate umpire, Jim Garman, plays a very important role today for Simmons. His control has to be perfect. He has to get the outside corner.
That stays outside, 1-1.
When a guy doesn't have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, it's very, very important with that guy behind the plate. He's got to be able to give him a little bit more. If Simmons has to throw the ball over the middle of the plate, he's going to be in trouble.
Straight up in the air. Down at third, Quintanilla draws a beat on it and makes the grab. There's a huge out. Out number 1. The umpires for today's game, Jim Garman is behind the plate. John Magnuson is down at first. Nick Zabelli at second. A.J. Lastaglio is at third. Perry Costello down the left field line, and Kevin Doherty down the right field line. Here's Trey Dyson.
Right here, right now.
And Justin Simmons is a double play ball away from getting out of this inning. From the full windup, swing and a miss.
Looked like a little breaking ball, first pitch breaking ball. Up in the strike zone, but he swings right through it.
All right, 17.
0-1 pitch hit in the air, right center field. Majewski and Napoleon. It's Majewski, draws a bead on it. The tag at third, the throw to the plate, and he almost got him. Drew Meyer comes across the plate just ahead of a fine throw by Dustin Majewski. It'll go as a sacrifice fly, and South Carolina leads it 1-0.
Well, he just fires this ball, airmails the cutoff man. Okay, he carries it all the way to the plate, takes a chance. Ryan Hubel is not able to make the swipe tag, but in missing the cutoff man, both base runners for South Carolina able to advance.
Justin Harris moved from second to third, and Peters moved from first to second. And here's Garris Gantz. Gantz looks at the first ball down low, ball 1. Down at third is Justin Harris, who has the only hit of the inning, and your own Peters, who drew base on balls, is out at second. The 1-0 pitch. 1-1.
I was talking about bases loaded, nobody out in the first. Right now, if you're Texas, you'd be mighty happy. You can get a ground ball out or a pop-up in this situation and only give up 1 run.
That one stays outside. Interesting, when you were talking about how much of home plate and how much leeway Jim Garman will give the pitchers, you're talking about the outside part of the plate, or you're actually talking about the inside part of that other batter's box. That misses outside, and it's 3-1.
Well, just to reiterate the point, when you throw 85 miles an hour and your best pitch is the changeup for Simmons, you don't have the opportunity to just rear back and fire it down the middle of the plate with a 95 mile. You have to be perfect on the corners.
Count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So many pitchers nowadays in the big leagues. Jamie Moyer comes to mind. That's who Augie Garrido kind of compared Justin Simmons to. A Jamie Moyer that works off the plate, gets the hitters to swing at bad pitches.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Terrific job by Justin Simmons coming back with the bases loaded. He allowed just 1 run. We'll go to the Longhorn half of the first inning. South Carolina leads it 1-0. Back in Omaha, and here are the Texas Longhorns. The way they will start, brought to you by Centrum. Tim Moss gets things started at the top of the lineup. He is at second base and a .370 hitter. Omar Quintanilla bats second as the third baseman. The right fielder, Dustin Majewski, with 10 home runs and 48 RBIs, a .399 hitter. Jeff Ontiveros hits cleanup. He's the big first baseman. Hitting fifth and playing shortstop is Brandon Fahey. The catcher is junior Ryan Hubel. Out in left field is Chris Carmichael. The freshman designated hitter is J.D. Reininger. And in center field and hitting ninth, Kalani Napoleon.
Quick look at the Gamecocks defense. It'll be Gantz, Harris, and Thomas in the outfield. Busher, Meyer. Melillo at second base, Kevin Melillo. Peters at first base. Powell will do the catching. And on the mound, freshman pitcher, Aaron Rawl.
Aaron Rawl threw the complete game to beat Georgia Tech here by a score of 9-5. He gave up 14 hits, but how important is it for Coach Tanner to have gotten a complete game from Aaron Rawl, and then yesterday in the elimination game against Clemson, he gets a complete game from Stephen Bondurant. Ball one to Tim Moss, a .370 hitter with a home run and 39 runs batted in on the year. Right up the middle and into center field. Now, both coaches would have you believe that it's the Texas team that relies on pitching and defense, and South Carolina that relies on its hitting. But it's Carolina that's gotten the 2 complete games, and it's Carolina that leads the nation in defense.
Yeah, no, I think what Carolina did here in the College World Series has been unbelievable. Only 3 complete games the entire season, and they pick up 2 here in Omaha.
Tim Moss, 40 steals and 49 attempts this year. That's why the throw over.
Just like Drew Meyer is so important to the Carolina offense, Tim Moss makes the Longhorn offense go. It's amazing, Greg, how speed can slow down a game. All of a sudden you put speed on the base, the pitcher has to divert his concentration away from the hitter to that base runner.
Hit into left center field. This one's going to find a hole. Moss around second, on his way to third. Let's see if they hold him up. They do as the throw comes in, and sliding into second with a double is Quintanilla. So down a run, the Longhorns come right back with a single and a double.
Well, perfect placement. Looks like a changeup down. Quintanilla inside out. Doesn't really hit this ball hard, but perfect placement. And then makes this a double because he runs hard out of the box as soon as he put the bat on the ball.
Here's Dustin Majewski, the junior right fielder, hitting .399. And you know what? With his whole bullpen at his disposal today, Coach Tanner is wasting no time in getting someone busy. Runners at second and third, nobody out. First pitch swinging, lofts it into left field. This will be deep enough to get a run home. All the way back to the warning track. Gotts can't hold on to it. 2 runs will score. Majewski on his way to third and is in there.
I'll tell you what, that ball just kept carrying and carrying. I know the wind's blowing out to left field. Well, he gets there, he gets a glove on it, hits the wall. Look at his concentration. Just out of his reach, but that ball carried an additional 50, 60 feet. I thought it was a routine fly ball. Turns out to be a
3-base hit.
3-base hit and 2 runs scoring.
So a runner at third. Texas now in the lead, 2-1. And here's Jeff Ontiveros. 20 home runs off of his bat this year. Takes a called strike on the outside corner.
Go, Big A!
0-1 pitch. Misses outside, and it's a ball and a strike.
First inning jitters. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a big league player. You're playing here in front of 24,000 people, and it's for the national championship.
Tapped right back to the pitcher. Holds the runner at third and throws him out. So Aaron Rawl registers his first out of the inning with the 4-hitter, and here's Brandon Fahey. Talked about that South Carolina defense with a .976 fielding percentage to lead the nation, and Texas not far behind at all at .972. So here's Fahey, a .295 hitter. Takes it outside and down the right field line in the bullpen. Chris Spigner.
That's the guy,
loosening up.
Greg, that we had heard would be starting today. But they decided to go with Aaron Rawl.
Rawl leaves that one outside and falls behind in the count now at 2-0. Fahey, .295 hitter overhaul, hitting just .182 here in Omaha.
Yeah!
Called strike. Looking at those numbers, it would behoove Mr. Rawl to go after him.
Yeah, go after him. He's a breaking ball pitcher. Also, the other thing is that they're conceding the run. Infield is back. All you have to do is put the ball in play. You have another run on the board if you're Texas.
2-1 pitch. Lined into left field. Gotts going to back him up a bit. The runner tags at third, and the throw comes to the plate. It will be way late, and it is 3-1 Texas. So what an interesting first inning for both these teams.
Well, one way to settle those nerves is to get runs early. And both teams have done that. Now they try to settle in if you're the pitching and defense. That's what's going to win this ball game.
2 out, nobody on. 3 runs home for the Longhorns.
Let's go, 1, 2, 3.
And here's Ryan Hubel, the junior catcher. We were talking with Ryan Hubel yesterday, and I asked him if he was nervous, and he says, no, I haven't been nervous at all here in Omaha, and that surprises me. 2-0. Inside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
Butterflies have to be churning in that stomach.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. Rick Cerone, a 2-time visitor to Omaha when he was at Seton Hall in 74 and 75. Showing me that flashy batting average of yours in 75. You didn't pull out the 74 numbers, though, did you? Ball 4.
Well, I mean, everybody out there that's watching this game, this is a rematch of that championship in 75. It was South Carolina. Oh, yeah, look at that. No gray hair. Oh, man, pretty white helmets, too.
Really leaning into that pitch as you posed by the outfield fence.
And my feet were stuck in mud in that picture. That was a promo shot from Seton Hall.
Here's Chris Carmichael, the senior left fielder.
I just mentioned, Greg, that this is a rematch. Only times that Texas and South Carolina have ever played was in the 1975 College World Series, where Texas wound up beating South Carolina 2 times. And in the championship game. Well, those memories are just like yesterday, 27 years ago.
Chris Carmichael 0 for 3 here in Omaha. And named as the starter the last moment.
There it is, 1975. Texas defeated South Carolina. That was Texas' 3rd national championship. They went on to win their 4th in '83 when Roger Clemens was pitching for them.
Foul back. 2 balls and a strike. South Carolina had runners on the bases with nobody out in the first inning on an error, a single, and a walk, and then a sacrifice fly got a run home, but Justin Simmons wriggled out of further damage. This one hit straight away center field. Justin Harris, drifting back, makes the catch, but Texas comes back with 3 runs in their half of the first inning. We've played 1 inning of the championship game here at Rosenblatt Stadium. Texas 3, South Carolina 1. Back in Omaha for the start of the 2nd inning, Texas with a 3-1 lead. We were talking about this championship game that these 2 teams played in 1975. That's Keith Moreland with a 2-base hit into right center field to get a run home. Moreland still holds the record, 23 career College World Series hit. That helped put Texas up, and they held on to win it by a score of 5-1. And Keith Moreland, there he is, one of the broadcasters for the University of Texas.
Oh, man.
You were telling me a story about a ball that he hit here in Omaha.
Yeah, he hit a ball, and I thought it hit off our first baseman, Todd Heimer's glove in 75. It turned out it ripped the web out of the glove. That's how hard he hit the ball. Right through the glove.
Here's Brian Busher. It'll be Busher, Landon Powell, and Kevin Melillo for South Carolina. The count is even at a ball and a strike. Busher, a junior 3rd baseman, hit .328, 14 homers, 64 runs batted in. There's a drive to right. Majewski back to the warning track and makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Landon Powell.
Priceless. I'll tell you what, though, it's a lot cheaper than the big leagues right there.
That is an understatement.
Go 10.
Here's Landon Powell.
Here.
That's a called strike. You know, we're talking about what a job the bottom of this order did yesterday against the Clemson Tigers. One of the guys says, we thought we'd give Harris and Peters and Thomas a break. Give them a day off.
Yeah. Gauntz yesterday in the press conference saying, we just hope they show up today.
1-1 pitch, 1-2. You know, you talked about those first inning jitters, and it does look like that Justin Simmons has settled down a bit.
Those 3 runs will do that to you as well. what he hopes to accomplish, and I'll tell you, he wants to build on their emotion. It's the championship game. He wants to get the South Carolina hitters to swing at a lot of bad pitches.
This one hit deep to right field. Majewski goes back, looking up, off the wall. Into second base. That'll be a ground rule double. Appeared to have been touched by a fan leaning over the wall.
Well, I knew it was going to be, we're going to have a call here because he reached over. He's mad that he dropped it, but a good hustle by the second base umpire, Nick Zabelli.
Now, Ray Tanner wants to go out and get the word from Nick Zabelli himself.
Well, he's going to try, but this is a correct call. Let's watch it. No shirts on. Let's see the ball. Oh, it hits the yellow line. It hits the yellow line. Boy, the Boyle is carrying very well. Great shots here, as you see. Watch him. Reaching down. The ball hits their hands right at the yellow line.
Good call by Nick Zabelli.
Give those fans a glove.
Those fans an error. Runner at second and one out. And that one will hit Kevin Melillo, and he's on base. So the freshman second baseman reaches via the hit batsman. It's first and second now with one out and back to the top of the order.
Little breaking ball on the inside part of the plate, not trying to hit Melillo.
And you know what? That couldn't possibly hurt.
That didn't hurt. But I like how he just turns his body away from the ball, absorbs most of the blow.
Well, you know, you're going to have to start talking about lack of gray matter if you turn into it instead of away from it. Meyer drives this one to left field. Carmichael makes the catch. And the runners retreat back to second and first. So Meyer, first pitch swinging, lines to left. And here's Justin Harris, who singled back in the first inning.
Justin Harris, an interesting story. Started the season as their starting second baseman. Center fielder got hurt, moved to center field, and has played very well out there.
Two on and two out for South Carolina, top of the second inning.
If you're the South Carolina hitters, you know that Simmons is going to be featuring a lot of changeups. You got to wait, like Harris did in the first inning. Take that changeup to right field.
There's a liner, soft into center field for a base hit. That'll bring one runner around. Melillo stops at second as Powell comes around to score, and it's 3-2. And Mr. Harris is now 10 out of 22 here in the College World Series.
Well, he stays with this changeup. That changeup's down and away. Didn't pull off it, didn't hit it hard, but got the base hit to center field. Much better chance of getting base hits off of Simmons if you stay in the middle of the diamond or the other way.
And you know what we expected a lot of from Justin Simmons? We're looking for ground balls, and that really hasn't happened yet.
No, they're elevating the ball. They're getting it over the middle infielders and getting some base hits.
Here's a guy who can elevate, Yaron Peters. Waited on it, fouled it back. Boy, look at Yaron Peters with a .379 average and numbers that turned around completely from a year ago. Say he found his swing.
Yeah, I would think so. And a lot of it just has to deal with confidence. Got a very unique stance. It doesn't matter where you really start. He starts the old Carl Yastrzemski way. Look at this, way up on top. Doesn't matter. You can go higher and higher. It doesn't. Who cares? He's going to get it down into the hitting area.
Took that way inside, and the count is even 1-1.
He's going to stay right up here. Watch, he's going to put his bat all the way up here. It doesn't really matter. But he's going to drop his hands into the hitting area and try to launch from there.
Hit hard toward third. Scooped by Quintanilla, makes the force out at third, and the inning is over. Carolina nibbles back with a run of their own. We'll go to the last of the second. Texas 3, South Carolina 2.
Armacatayan back here in Omaha, Texas, up 3-2. Earlier this week, South Carolina designated hitter Trey Dyson was looking for a little inspiration. He tried to contact South Carolina head football coach Lou Holtz, one of the great motivators of the sport. Said, would you please come to Omaha and give us a pep talk? Well, in response, Lou sent him this letter, and he said, you know what? You don't need my help. You got a great coaching staff, and to read from this letter, I give pep talks only when a team needs a superlative effort to win. You are the best team. Go out and play your normal great game. You know it, and soon the entire country will know it. Well, Drew Meyer told us yesterday, well, when he said that we didn't need any motivation, that was all the motivation we needed, Greg.
Yeah, one of the great motivators indeed. Armin, thank you. Bottom of the second inning, J.D. Reininger looks at ball one from Aaron Rawl. It'll be Reininger, Kalani Napoleon, and then the top of the order, Tim Moss. We're only in the bottom of the second inning. We've already seen 5 runs across the plate. That's a fastball for strike. Reininger, a freshman, hitting .325 with 13 homers and 51 runs batted in. Off speed, 1-2.
That's my favorite shot, right behind home plate. It makes me feel like I'm catching again. And it gave you a good look at a curveball. You saw how it broke.
I want you to know that we think that wearing the equipment up here in the booth is entirely unnecessary. 1-2 pitch. Just missed.
My. That's the one that got me out of the game, too. You see Rawl, lots of breaking balls, little curveballs and sliders. Oh, that one just off the plate away.
Here's the 2-2. Off speed, chopped down to third. And the wild throw by Brian Busher is going to allow the runner to go on to second. So South Carolina, which played 32 games without an error this season, and the best fielding team in the country, just came up with a doozy.
I don't know what happened here. Perfect position, the crow hop, and then just airmails everybody. Watch out behind first base. Everybody's pumped up.
So the errors are even at 1 apiece. And here's the number 9 hitter, Kalani Napoleon.
If you're Texas, you want to tack on runs. Number 9 hitter, you look for him to bunt here. Augie, second winningest coach in college history, says, wait a minute, Rick, let me coach this team. Kalani's a guy that can put the bat on the ball. Can you believe Augie coached me in '74 in Alaska?
Even Augie can't believe it.
That was before we both had gray hair.
0-1 pitch, and now he's going to look to lay one down and takes it.
What a career.
Winningest active coach in Division I baseball. Trails only the former great Texas coach, Cliff Gustafson.
Rod Dado was in our booth before the game. USC coach, Augie.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Kalani Napoleon wears a necklace, puka beads. And he said the first part of the year he didn't wear it, and then he wore it and he started to hit. So he thought, well, I'll continue to go with it and hope coach doesn't notice the necklace.
Just another superstition.
Took that one, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I love the way Augie described him. He said, Rick, he can't run. He's not that great of a hitter. Gets a bad jump on balls in the outfield, but I'll take 10 guys just like him. Plays hard, and he's got a lot of heart.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, center field. Justin Harris draws a bead. Runner tags at second, fakes the go. Look at that throw. Hits the cutoff man, and that is out number 1. Boy, has Texas been here before? Yeah, a few times. How about 29 all told to lead everybody in the country?
29 times with 4 championships.
Top of the order now, and Tim Moss. Reininger reached second on the throwing error by Brian Busher. Napoleon with a fly ball to center field, and here's the leadoff man, Moss, and he's swinging on the first pitch.
Likes to swing at that first pitch fastball. Basically, from the scouting report I got from him, is that they should put the second baseman right over the second base bag, because he hits a lot of balls right up the middle. And now you see the second baseman really is shading him up the middle.
That's outside.
Loves to utilize his speed. 111 hits this season. 111 hits this season.
One, 1-2. Third on the team in batting average and leads the way in runs, stolen bases, and multi-hit games. He's the perfect guy to set your table.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want from your leadoff hitters. Get on base and score runs, and he does that.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Remember, you were looking for a reason why Brian Buscher's throw sailed. The word that we get from downstairs is that Buscher is bothered by tendonitis in that throwing shoulder, so much so that he didn't even take infield practice.
He definitely had a lot on the ball, but when you do have some pains.
Oh, what a pitch from Rawl. What a pitch from Rawl for the call, third strike.
Great breaking ball. Down and away. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat. Look at that. Great rotation. That's a 12 o'clock. Just figures 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock on a big old clock. That's what his curveball does. Starts at the top of the clock, works its way down, and he put it right on the outside corner.
So now the runner out at second with 2 out, and here's Quintanilla. That's a called strike. Quintanilla doubled in the second inning, and along with Moss, scored on the 3-base hit by Majewski. 0-1 pitch. Did he hold up on the swing? He did, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Quintanilla hitting .385 in the College World Series this year. He's been carrying a hot bat for the Longhorns. One pitch. He went around, the ball and 2 strikes.
Greg, one of the things as defensively, you want to position your players based on who's throwing. Look at here, this whole area in right center field, wide open, and he's a breaking ball pitcher. The center field is shading the other way. If he gets a breaking ball and pulls it, like he just did there, you're not pitching to your defense. One of the things a catcher would always look at, wow, they're really shading over the center fielder to left center field. Creates a tremendous gap in right center field. It almost limits what you can call as a catcher.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Reaches out, left field. Gantz on the run, it's over his head. Run comes around to score, and into second with a double is Omar Quintanilla. Back-to-back doubles for Quintanilla, and it's 4-2 Texas.
Boy, I tell you what, he took it looked like a fastball away from him. Oh, backdoor breaking ball. Backdoor breaking ball, trying to go to back. Look at that ball. That ball's 6-7 inches off the plate away. He drives it right down the left field line.
So Aaron Rawl was close to escaping without damage. But Quintanilla's second double of the day has a Texas on top by 2, and here's Majewski, who tripled 2 runs home in the first. We have seen guys running around the bases like crazy here. We're only in the bottom of the second inning. Called strike on the fastball, 0-1.
There was Dustin the other night that had the 3-0 green light, and he did exactly what Augie Garrido wanted to do against Stanford. It was a 6-6 ball game, 3-0 fastball, and he hit it out of the ballpark.
Halfway through that swing, he knew he shouldn't have been going after that pitch. 0-2.
That's one of those emergency hacks. You've started it. Oh, I can't stop.
Let's see what Rawl does. 0-2. Way up high.
Why not? Majewski offered at the pitch before. Go a little higher. Not a bad call. Let's see how high he wants to swing at it. Maybe he wants to get up on the ladder.
A ball and 2 strikes. He fought that one off.
Again over his head. Well, he's laughing. He's going to have to jump up to hit the next fastball up there.
Hitting better than .430 in the NCAA tournament. 1-2 pitch. Waited on it and fouled it.
Well, you talk about what pitchers try to do to hitters. You look, it's absolutely gorgeous here today. I mean, the weather, 94 degrees, filled house. But what pitchers try to do to hitters is change their eye level. He threw him 2 fastballs in a row way up out of the strike zone. And right off of that same position, he threw a curveball. So a hitter has to handle both sides of the plate.
Rawl will try the 1-2 pitch again. Up and in. That's 2-2.
Let's go. Your knee. Everybody here.
It just looks like he's having a good time at the plate. Smiling. He knows he swung at some bad pitches, but you know what? It's the national championship.
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Good fastball by Rawl. Gets him away from further damage. But Texas gets another run home. We've played 2 innings here. Championship game in Omaha. Texas 4. South Carolina 2. Spigner and Bell in the bullpen.
Armin Katayan back here in Omaha with the guys we were just talking about a few moments ago, Keith Moreland. Keith, you played here 3 years. You hold the record for career hits. What stands out from that 75 championship team?
Well, the first thing that stands out is we won the national championship. We took a little while to get that done, but we couldn't get Ricky Cerrone out. I know that. But it was a great feeling to finally, after 3 years, being able to say you were the national champions. You know, there are a lot of teams that start out at the beginning of the year with this wanting to be their championship, and to get here and be that was a great feeling.
You played 12 years in the big leagues. I'm wondering your thoughts on Augie Garrido, one of the great college coaches.
Well, I think Coach Garrido is a great college coach, and the reason that he has that is he's able to take what talent he has on that team. If he has a team that's pitching and defense, he'll manage that way. If he has a team that's good offensively, he'll let them go. You know, letting Dustin Majewski 3-0 swing away won us a game on Thursday night.
You said you loved Rick Cerrone. Thought he was the best player you ever played against. Greg, back to you.
Armin, Keith, thank you.
I got to tell you, every time I see that Texas tan color of Texas, I have nightmares. They beat us 12-10. Keith Moreland was on that team. They scored 10 runs in the first inning. 10 runs in the first inning, Greg. And we came back. Gustafson, the coach, came actually over to our dugout and said, boy, you guys, we got my one fan here. But you know what? He came over and he said, you guys played hard.
Inside corner, strike 3. You know, that sign that we just saw, the tough part was getting that into the car at the hotel when you brought it down from your room.
When a pitcher like Simmons uses a lot of changeups, every once in a while he'll freeze a hitter, just like he did there on a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Boy, beautiful location. Looking changeup away, you can't react to it, even if it's only an 84-mile-an-hour fastball.
And then on the slow breaking ball, Trey Dyson falls down in the count. No balls and a strike. One and one.
You can see why Simmons is 15-1 on the year. A little bit here, a little bit there, take a little off, big breaking ball.
Eventually, hitters will get used to a pitcher's rhythm, but this one's tough to get used to.
It really is, and what he's trying to do is keep you on a rocking chair. He's going to throw a ball inside, then he's going to take something off his breaking ball, make it a little bigger break. He just keeps playing with the hitter's eye level and their balance.
Fastball inside.
Perfect. I mean, he showed him slow breaking balls, then wants to back him off the plate with a fastball. Really good pitching here.
Now let's see if he sends him something low into the outside. Chop toward first. Ontiveros to Simmons covering. We talked earlier about what you thought the difference in these two brackets were.
Yeah, I think the bracket that South Carolina was in definitely was the hitters bracket. You see, there were some pretty darn good teams in this College World Series in 2000.
In bracket 1, there are 20 appearances among those teams, 48 appearances and 6 titles amongst the teams in bracket number 2. Here's Gantz.
Well, out of all the games, you've only had one stinker, and that was Game 1, South Carolina against Georgia Tech. Nobody. They lose 11-0. Nobody gives South Carolina a chance, especially when you got to go through the losers bracket. But this team, Ray Tanner, their coach, says they need to be challenged, and they've been challenged all year.
0-2. Yeah, we talked to Coach Tanner yesterday, and we said, did that first, as much of a shellacking as that first game was, how'd your team react? He said, nothing. We lost the game, we forgot about it, and we started to work on the next one.
And to do what he's done, not just here in the College World Series, but in the SEC championships and the regionals and the super regionals. I mean, to me, the most impressive thing, Greg, was he was down to the University of Miami in the super regionals and scored 5 runs in the 9th inning to dethrone the national champions and get here to the World Series.
1-2 pitches in the dirt, and the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin Simmons looking to record the first 1-2-3 inning by anyone here today.
I think the hitters are a little tired on both sides. They've been running the bases a lot.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Simmons. And we put a 0 on the board for the first time today. We'll go to the last of the 3rd. Texas coming to bat. The Longhorns lead at 4-2. We welcome you back to Omaha, College World Series championship game. Greg Gumbel along with Rick Cerrone. And you knew that these 2 pitchers were too good to let runners keep running around the bases for forever. Otherwise, they'd be gone here by now. It'd be interesting to see if Alan Rawle can settle down the way Justin Simmons did last inning.
Yeah, I mean the nerves. And also, these hitters are pretty good. They're putting the bat on the ball. They've been impressive, not trying to pull everything. And if you're South Carolina, you're 4-2 down, but a long way to go in this College World Series. You're only looking at the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Ontiveros, Fahey, Hubel to face Aaron Rawle. And here is the first baseman that they call Biggie. Although he confessed to us a shoe fetish. He is crazy about his shoes. Shows up with a new pair of shoes once every other week or so, and he says, you know what? And sometimes they call me pretty boy.
I like Biggie. And Biggie because look at the numbers. 55 career home runs. That's all-time record for the University of Texas. Yeah, he has 3 different pairs of shoes. He wears, I guess it's soft cleats. Soft cleats in BP. Then he takes infield with his what he calls his BP cleats. And then he got his gamers. And he only uses his gamers for the game.
And polishes them.
Oh, keeps them spiffy.
In fact, before the game, there's Biggie.
Our guys are unbelievable. There he is. I'm wondering if he does everybody else's shoes.
Oh, no.
He likes to make sure they are clean.
2-2 pitch fouled at the plate, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Says he is a distant cousin of former major leaguer Steve Ontiveros. I said, how distant? Well, I've never met him.
That's pretty distant.
Here's the 2-2 again. Line, past the shortstop through Meyer. Makes the turn at first and will hold with his first hit of the day. And the 5th for the Longhorns.
Look at that great split finger. You get a good look at what his split finger does. Boom, drops down, he stays with it, doesn't pull off the ball and just drives it through the middle of the diamond.
And Ontiveros now a 7-game hitting streak. Here's Fahey, and Fahey tries to lay it down and bunts a foul up the third baseline. Fahey, a sacrifice fly to left in the first inning, brought home the third of the 3 runs that the Longhorns registered in the first. Oh, and 2. Some question as to who Ray Tanner was going to start today, and for a good part of the day yesterday, we thought it would be Chris Spigner.
Instead, went with the breaking ball pitcher.
Towards second. Let's see if they can get 2. The force at second. The relay didn't get there in time. Hit a little bit too slowly to double Fahey. So he's on with the fielder's choice.
Little change up down. Fahey goes over the top of the baseball. Doesn't really hit it hard. I didn't think there was a chance to turn the double play. Good feed. Get that lead runner. Keep the double play in order. I don't know what they're arguing now.
Well, Ray Tanner is being pretty vociferous about something.
Well, it could be where he slid at second base. You have to be able to touch the second base bag.
Let's take another look.
Let's watch where he is. Let's watch. He's got to be able to touch the second base bag. Can he? He's going out to get him. Tries to kick him, but you know what? He's still in position to touch second base. I think he's fine. That's the biggest thing. You got to be able to still touch second base, and I think that's the only argument Ray Tanner is asking Nick Zabelli.
And no matter what happened out at second base, there was no way the ball was hit too slowly to double up Fahey at first.
Right. Maybe they're just wondering about that wild kick that Jeff Ontiveros had at this shortstop, Drew Meyer. Pretty good running combination here. Would not surprise me to see Fahey start and Jubel hit and run, especially on a 1-0 count.
Fahey is 8 out of 10 in the stolen base department.
You like to get your hitter a good pitch to hit for a hit and run. And as a hitter, all you're trying to do is advance that runner. If you get a base hit, great.
Ripped foul down the third base line. While we have a moment, let's remind you, catch an all-new week of David Letterman starting Monday. Dave welcomes Men in Black 2-star Will Smith and an all-new top 10 list. It all starts Monday night on The Late Show with David Letterman on CBS.
Oh, yeah. Dave. Stay up a little late. Watch David at night. I think they're thinking, South Carolina, right along with me, that you'd like to see Fahey get in motion here.
Texas 4 and South Carolina 2. A ball, a strike, and an out. Strike 2.
Pretty good fastball on the outside part of the plate. Umpires have been very good out here in the College World Series. Consistent, calling a lot of strikes.
Throw down to first. And Fahey dives back in. Man, you mentioned the key word, too. It's consistent. If an umpire is going to be bad, you'd rather he be consistently bad. That hasn't been the case here.
The biggest thing is, as a home plate umpire, you do want to be consistent. If you're going to give the pitchers a little bit east and west, side to side, that's okay. A hitter can adjust.
Sky high pop-up into short left field. Meyer is out. Gantz is in. Gantz calls and makes the catch. You know, so I mentioned the Longhorns have been here so many times. Just you know,
very consistent.
A week ago we talked about Stanford expecting to be here. These Texas Longhorns expect to be here this time of year.
You see the championships 49 and 50 back-to-back. And speaking about another guy that's been consistent, Augie Garrido, trying to win in his 4th decade.
Carmichael, a shot toward first, knocked down by Peters. He'll make the play himself, and that'll do it for the Longhorns in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They leave a man on. We've played 3. Championship day in Omaha. Texas leads it 4-2. Greg Gumbel, Rick Cerrone back at Omaha, and we are still in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Shortly after you went to commercial break, everything came to a screeching halt on the field, and the umpires announced that they had called a balk on Aaron Rawl, which moved the runner, Brandon Fahey, down to second, and Chris Carmichael is still at the plate with a 2-0 count.
That was a big deke, because I was watching, and I said, oh, wait a minute, they're going back out on the field. Balk was called, so it's still 2 outs, but now a runner at second base. New life for Carmichael. It's like a mulligan in golf.
2-0 pitch, ball 3.
The only thing I don't understand is why they, unless it was the first pitch to him, which it probably was, to Carmichael. Normally, if it's a balk, you don't go back to the 0-0 count.
That's called strike. 3-1. Here is the pitch on which a balk was called.
Let's take a look. What does he do? Oh, he never paused. Never paused. Oh, no, we're back to 87. A discernible stop.
3-1 pitch foul at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Remember 87?
Where you waited for the light to turn green.
Man, you had to wait. There was more balks called then than any year in Major League Baseball. A discernible stop.
So now the count is full on Carmichael. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Toward first, I never had to change the scorecard. It's Peters unassisted. I honestly believe we have come to the end of the 3rd inning. Cue the Stones. 4-2, Texas.
Armin Katayan back here in Omaha. Texas up 4-2. You know, every kid grows up wanting to have their face on a baseball card. Some great players that have played here in the College World Series. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Todd Helton, people like that. Our own Rick Cerrone, 1975 Seton Hall. And Greg, I know you played college baseball, and I got to tell you, I looked high and low for your bubblegum card, and this is really all I could come up with right here. And I got to tell you, I believe it's a one-of-a-kind item, though.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
I got news for you, Armin. There's at least 2 of them because I have one at home.
Oh, baby.
I got to see that. Where did it go?
Never mind.
We got to see that. Wait a second.
Top of the 4th inning.
Hold it. We can make this Gumbel in the 80s with a little, there we go. Oh, I like it. I like it.
Just, you know, these catchers, you get them out from behind home plate, and they're just going wild. Just settle down.
Maybe we could do some glasses.
Someone told me the other day they have one of those on eBay. I went, oh.
I'll tell you.
They beat me to it. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 4th, Brian Busher. He'll be followed by Landon Powell and Kevin Melillo. When you know the bobblehead business is really going into the toilet.
You've arrived. We see Simmons now playing with the hitters' heads. Slow breaking ball. Very difficult to hold up. Everything breaks down.
4 strikeouts on the day for Justin Simmons. And here's Landon Powell, who doubled back in the 2nd inning. Ball for a strike.
He gets you looking for the changeup, able to sneak a fastball by you.
We're in the top of the 4th inning. South Carolina with a run in the 1st and a run in the 2nd. Texas 3 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Fouled at the plate. Texas Longhorns with a team batting average of .303 compared to South Carolina's .315. Texas has hit 67 home runs. South Carolina, 122.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere. South Carolina can score a lot of runs.
You know how depressing it is to go to the airport and find out your bobblehead doll has your seat on the plane? 1-2 pitch. Jammed him, and he got a piece of it.
But we're really getting a good lesson. You don't have to throw 95 miles an hour to be a successful pitcher in college or the big leagues or in high school. But what you do, you have to change the hitter's eyesight. High, low, off speed, inside, outside.
2-2.
It's a constant game of guessing. You have to keep the hitter off speed, and that's what Simmons is doing now after that first inning struggles that he had.
Ball 3. And because Simmons doesn't throw as hard as many do with his fastball, if you're a hitter, you'd love to guess right on when that fastball is coming. But you're in big trouble if you don't guess correctly. Hit in the air, center field. Napoleon with the catch. That's out number 2, and we'll take this opportunity to remind you after the game, get your official Locker Room Championship cap and t-shirt at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. 2 up and 2 gone here in the 4th inning, and here is the number 9 hitter, Kevin Melillo, who was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Guess what? He's hit again.
That time not with a breaking ball. That time right in the middle of the back, a fastball. You know, Melillo's right on top of the plate, strides in. Oh, he's got no chance. What did Melillo do wrong? Don't rub it. Get down to first base. Do not rub it.
You know, Kevin Melillo was hit just once by a pitch this season until he walked into the ballpark today.
Well, you're all excited. It's the national championship game. You haven't had an opportunity to swing the bat yet.
Popped into short right center field by Drew Meyer. Coming on is Majewski, and he makes the catch. And the Gamecocks are gone in the 4th inning. They strand a runner. We'll go to the last of the 4th. Texas maintaining its 4-2 lead. Back for the bottom of the 4th inning, and you're looking at Gary Bell. Gary Bell, number 16, is a pitcher, and he is also an outfielder, and he has replaced Garris Gantz out in left field.
We don't know if anything happened to Gantz yet, but Gary Bell, 10-2 on the season as a pitcher, and a .342 hitter. Not too shabby.
Yeah, Garris Gantz is only at bats in this game, took a called 3rd strike both times to end an inning, in the 1st and again in the 3rd. Meanwhile, here in the bottom of the 4th, J.D. Reininger. One 1-0 is the count. And that's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Let's go down to Arman. Arman.
Greg, the information on Garris Gantz is in that play where he went up against the wall, he had twisted his right knee, and it's interesting, in the dugout before the game, they were working on that knee. He's got what's described as a non-specific pain in that leg, and I think that knock against the wall has put him out of the game. Back to you.
Boy, what a terrible way to exit the college championship game. Garris Gantz has to be pretty disappointed about that. Base on balls to Reininger to start the 4th inning.
I guess you could play some games right now if you wanted to. Bring Gary Bell in to pitch to the left-handed batters. Send Rawls out to left field. That would take a long time.
Here's Kalani Napoleon. And that South Carolina bullpen going to get busy again. Napoleon showing bunt. Pops it in the air. Diving catch made by Rawls. The throw to first is late.
A great effort by Rawls. Kalani didn't get the ball on the ground. Augie Garrido trying to extend his lead. See how he drops the bat? Best way to teach kids to bunt is just catch the ball with the bat, like a big tennis racket. Hold it there. Don't move it up and down. Just catch the ball with the bat. It'll go on the ground, and you'll get your sacrifice down.
Top of the order now, and Tim Moss. Powell blocks it at the plate, ball one. Moss a single in the first, looked at a called third strike in the second inning. Pitch misses inside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Down on the field. All of a sudden, it doesn't feel so warm up here in the booth, does it? Just outside, 3-0.
Toughest play I ever had to play was in Kansas City or St. Louis. We used to actually put our feet in ice buckets because you'd have the flames coming off the AstroTurf in Kansas City. Oh, it was nasty.
3-0 pitch, ball 4. Second base on balls of the inning, and there are 2 pitchers up and throwing in the South Carolina bullpen. Chris Spigner, number 25, and Matt Campbell, freshman, number 3.
Spigner was the guy we heard all day that he was going to be the starting pitcher. Instead,
you know, you talk about how hot it gets at Kansas City. I remember doing a game at Arrowhead Stadium, and Bo Jackson had an egg frying on a piece of tinfoil on the top step of the dugout. Talked about Garris Gantz. The report from Armin is that he injured that knee, and this was the play that it happened on in the first inning. And we're going to get a change of pitchers right here. Aaron Rawl is done for the day, and senior Chris Spigner is going to come on, and we'll talk about him as we continue from Omaha. Texas leading at 4-2 and threatening for more. As we welcome you back to Omaha, Aaron Rawl threw 10 pitches here in the last of the 4th inning, and only 2 of them were for strikes. He leaves with runners at first and second and 1 out, and Chris Spigner has come on, a 7-0 record, 4.92 earned run average, and as Rick said, was heavily rumored to be the starter today. And a couple of hours before game time, Coach Tanner just decided on Aaron Rawl.
And what you'll see from Spigner,
gotta be up here, buddy.
Good live fastball, 92 mile an hour with an overhand curveball.
And he'll face Omar Quintanilla, who is 2 for 2, a pair of doubles on the day. And you know what? You really can't blame anyone for running out of steam on a day like this.
120 down on the field.
Hit hard towards short, diving, stopped by Meyer. He's going to wave him around to throw to the plate, and now he's going to throw back to third, and they've got him.
Well, good play here. Meyer dives, gives up his body. The ball doesn't go that far. Tommy Harmon, the third base coach, originally sending him. Oh, he's kind of caught. Good play by Powell. Quick throw. No way you can get back. Tommy Harmon, the third base coach for the Longhorns, waved him around. Just almost ran themselves out of that inning.
So runners at first and second now with 2 out. And here's Majewski outside.
Thing that we've seen against South Carolina, you cannot make mistakes. They take advantage of mistakes. They did it against Clemson to get here to the finals.
1-0 pitch is down low. 2 balls and no strikes to Majewski, who has a triple and a strikeout.
That little play there, Tommy Harmon's a third base coach. He's reading Meyer. He dives, he knocks the ball down, but the ball really didn't get that far away from Meyer. He's able to pick it up, fire it home, and then Powell did a good job getting it back to third base.
Swing and a miss. Let's go down to Armen Keteyian. Armen.
Greg, you guys are talking about the arm of Meyer, and I asked him about it yesterday. He's just got an absolute cannon at shortstop. I said, is it a God-given gift? And he said, it is kind of God-given. He goes, I used to play long toss with my dad. But he said, one of the things I do, I like to use it as a weapon for other teams to show them that arm, to shut them down. He just did it. Back to you.
Thanks, Armen. Called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You know, as the base runner around at third, Meyer just kind of took a look and waited and then gunned it to the plate.
He's got one of the best arms I've ever seen in college or on the pro level.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Majewski. Outside, and the count is full at 3-2.
What you're seeing from Spigner is a much better fastball, better velocity, 89, 90, pretty good curveball. That was a big play for the South Carolina defense. They needed to come up with something.
Full count pitch. Runners go. Fouled off. We'll do it again. This inning began with a base on balls. Napoleon, trying to sacrifice, popped it back to the pitcher. Moss walked. We had a change in pitchers. On came Spigner, and on the ground ball to short, Reininger was out, short to catcher to third, and this one hit into left field. Going back is Bell to the warning track, and he makes the catch. A lot of noise, nothing comes across, and here's the saver. Meyer to the plate. And then Landon Powell back to Busher at third to nail the runner. We've played 4. Texas 4, South Carolina 2.
Armen Keteyian back here in Omaha, roasting a bit behind home plate with Wally Groth, the athletic director at Texas A&M, and most importantly, the head of the Division I men's baseball committee. Wally, a big change next year in the championship format, best 2 out of 3. Why did you do that?
Well, I think it's what baseball is all about, is series. And what this allows us, the teams to do, is they have a 4-game regional, 2-game super regional, 4-game bracket at the World Series, and then a best of 2 out of 3 series for the championship.
Omaha right now, they put another $7 million into this stadium. Had a very, very competitive tournament here. College baseball seems very healthy at the moment.
It's definitely, the city of Omaha has done wonders out here. $7.3 million this last year has put new bleachers in the outfield, raised the fences, moved them back another 15 feet to equalize the ballpark. It's a beautiful park, and over the last 10 years, I think they put $30 million into facility improvements, and really has improved the baseball atmosphere here in Omaha.
Well, thank you, Wally. Greg, back to you.
All right, Armen. Yeah, Rick Cerrone talking about the last time that you were here. You said those right field seats didn't even exist, or the left field seats didn't even exist.
Yeah, both. I mean, it's amazing what they've done to this facility. There was no bleachers out there. You hit a home run, it just go right down to the bottom of the hill. I-80. Yeah, you're right. Deke, you're right.
Justin Harris leading off the 5th inning, pulls it foul, and the count is even at a ball and a strike.
I have to be honest with you. This is, we're right in the middle of the country. The minute you get off the plane, everybody is talking about the College World Series. You see the banners, everybody.
Pulled foul again.
It is just a tremendous atmosphere for college athletics to be playing here. The biggest crowds they've ever seen. The fan support has been sold out every event. 24,000 people now. I mean, it's the Super Bowl in Omaha.
1-2 pitch. Pulled foul past third. So Justin Harris getting around in a hurry on Justin Simmons. Harris 2 for 2 with a couple of base hits and a run batted in the 2nd inning.
Now, if they could only find out a way to the stifling heat.
Some people are just never satisfied. in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Harris.
It's just a great place to come and play, and they have an opportunity today to this. They'll remember the rest of their lives.
It'll be Harris, Peters, and Thomas. Full foul again. I want to remind you, Sunday on 60 Minutes, whether he was sweet-talking Jackie Kennedy or dealing with matters of state, Lyndon Johnson's private phone calls were all secretly recorded. Guess who has the tapes? 60 Minutes, Sunday on CBS. In the dirt, the count is run full now, 3-2 to Justin Harris. Here's the full count pitch. Hit hard to straightaway center field. Napoleon going back, has a beat on it and pulls it in.
First time Justin Simmons has been able to get Justin Harris out. 2 for 2 with an RBI before that long fly to center field.
Here's your own Peters, who walked in the first and bounced into a fielder's choice to end the second. Wind is blowing out, actually blowing from the right field foul line toward the left field seats.
Yeah, we've seen balls carrying all day. Last Saturday, the wind was blowing in. Pitcher's ball game. Today, blowing out. Hitters.
Yeah, when you get to the ballpark, the hitters go, oh goody, and the pitchers go, oh no.
I got to find my sinker ball. Got to find something that'll work.
2-0 pitch to Peters. Got him way out in front of it, 2-1.
Take a look. See how his hands come down in the hitting area? Remember, he starts. It doesn't matter really where you start your hands. They're going to come down into the hitting area so he could try to push off and drive the baseball.
2-1 pitch. Ripped toward third and right at Omar Quintanilla. 2 up and 2 gone here in the 5th.
He put a charge in that ball. Put a charge in that one. Well, he reminds me a little bit of John Valentin playing with the Mets now, how he sits down on that back leg and just hit a bullet to third base. You can't direct the baseball. All you can do is try to hit it hard.
Here's Steve Thomas. A pop to third and a third strike swinging. Check swing there. Chopped on the third base line foul.
See, the toughest thing, and I've been in that batter's box. Toughest thing, I mean, your emotions. You want to be the star today. You want to hit balls hard. And what Simmons is doing, he's throwing junk. He's throwing the changeup. He wants you to swing at as many bad pitches as possible.
0-1 pitch, ripped foul, 0-2.
I mean, I think hitters would much rather face a Nolan Ryan type, guy that throws 95 miles an hour.
Hope you can get your timing down on him later in the game.
Exactly. You know, here it is. Okay, they get in trouble, boom, they're going to throw the fastball. Simmons, just the opposite. He gets in trouble, he's going to throw it slower.
No balls, 2 strikes to the cleanup hitter, Steve Thomas.
And then what really bothers you, Greg, is he'll sneak a fastball, 85-mile-an-hour fastball inside, and it'll freeze you.
All because you weren't looking for it and you weren't expecting it.
He's just playing with the hitter's head, and he's been doing that now for 5 innings.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Off speed outside, 2-2. Just another terrific College World Series tournament for 9 days here in Omaha. 2-2 off speed, tap right back to Simmons. He'll make the play at first, and South Carolina goes in order here in the top of the 5th inning. 4.5 of the championship game complete. Texas coming to bat and leading by 2. Back for the last of the 5th inning. Texas coming to the plate and leading by a score of 4-2. The Longhorns got here with a 6-5 victory over Stanford on Thursday night. while South Carolina got here with a 10-2 thrashing of the Clemson Tigers here yesterday afternoon. And Jeff Ontiveros, who finished off that Stanford game the other night by starting a 3-6-3 double play to end things, is going to step into the batter's box here to start the fifth.
And the thing, too, to mention is that South Carolina, their first game out here in Omaha, they lost 11-0 to Georgia Tech. They had to beat Clemson twice to get to the championship game today, and they did it rather easily, 12-4 and 10-2.
Off-speed pitch, ball one. Chris Spigner on in relief of Alan Rawl. Into his second inning of work. It falls behind now in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Ontiveros is tapped back to the pitcher and singled leading off the third inning. Big cut and fouled it out of play.
What? I like that. I guess you can see the game okay. Look at that.
Well, at least the sweat won't get into your eyes.
Jeez.
2-1 pitch. Hit in the air, right field. Melillo out. Thomas on. Melillo missed it. Fighting the sun all the way, and I'm not sure he even touched it.
No sunglasses. Where are the sunglasses? That's what he's looking up into. A very difficult sky, but with no sunglasses, very difficult. He's trying to use the glove to shade his eyes. You need sunglasses. Championship game. Can't afford to miss one here. Very difficult. I don't care if sunglasses or not. If the ball is in the middle of the sun, you can't see it.
So here's Brandon Fahey, and Fahey takes a ball on the outside.
See, he's trying to use the glove to shade his eyes. But if that ball's in the middle of the sun, I don't care. Sunglasses, glove, whatever you need, you still won't be able to find that baseball.
On the outside, missed the corner, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Texas has had a lot of base runners. And you have to add on those runs if you want to extend that lead.
Ball 3. Boy, very uncharacteristic of South Carolina with 2 errors here so far this afternoon. And Matt Campbell going to take the walk down to the bullpen and start to throw. On 4 pitches, Fahey is on with a base on balls. Mentioned at the very top of the day, the Texas Longhorns, looking for their 5th national championship, would pull them into a tie with Arizona State and LSU.
Yeah, if you look at this, really, Augie Garrido now is with Texas, but Augie is there with Cal State Fullerton. Those 3 for Cal State Fullerton when Augie was the coach.
Here's Ryan Hubel. And Texas looking for a big inning. And Landon Powell going to go out and have a talk with Spigner. Here's Augie Garrido's titles, and he's looking for one here at Texas.
Well, I tell you what, 4 decades he's trying to win national championships. You know, you got the 79, 84, 95, and 202. He's not that old.
Well, this looks like a little time-killing procedure out at the mound while the bullpen heats up. Matt Campbell and John Wesley are throwing in the bullpen. And Spigner, for the moment, is going to stay. You know, Texas, they've pretty much threatened all afternoon. They've sent 23 hitters to the plate and 12 have reached base.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is you got to add on runs, because I'll tell you what, South Carolina is used to scoring late. They are used to scoring late. I don't have to tell you to look too far. Go back to the Super Regionals against Miami when they scored 5 in the 9th.
Let's see what Hubel does here.
The bunt should be on, and in this situation, You want to make the third baseman field the bunt.
Didn't show a bunt there. And Spigner has not yet shown that he can find the plate in the last few pitches. There's Augie in the dugout. Hit high in the air to left field. Bell will have a play on it and pulls it in.
Playing for the national championship, right there, did not do his job. Not a productive out. Didn't even think about hitting the ball the other way. And you know what? Texas is not adding on. Right there, maybe you play a little conservative. You are playing for the national championship.
Here's Carmichael, twice ended the inning on a fly ball to center in the first and a ground out to the first baseman in the third. Runners at first and second and one out. Out at second base, there's Jeff Ontiveros. He reached on the error by Melillo, and over at first, Brandon Fahey, who reached with a walk. And the 1-0 pitch to Carmichael. Right back behind the plate.
And I would say today, Carmichael is Augie Garrido's hunch guy. A hunch. Wasn't initially in the starting lineup. It was going to be Rosenberg. And all of a sudden, last minute, Carmichael is in there. Sometimes you just have a gut feeling. A guy, and Carmichael's hit the ball hard both times up. Has not gotten a base hit.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the plate, the ball, and 2 strikes. Carmichael, a .316 hitter coming in with a home run and 8 runs batted in.
Nice catch.
Here's the 1-2. Hit in the air down the right field line, deep to the seats and gone. Did you see Chris Carmichael celebrate as he turned the bag at first? Augie Garrido's hunch just played off.
Right? I mean, sometimes you go with your gut. Carmichael not expected to play. Augie Garrido pulling the right buttons. It looks like a breaking ball. Oh, my. Just stayed up there. You do not want to throw left-hand hitters down and in. Carmichael just launches the 3-run homer.
And we're going to have a change of pitchers here as Augie Garrido gets a little breathing room. He and the Texas Longhorns have jumped out to a 7-2 lead. New pitcher coming on for South Carolina. We'll be back to Omaha right after this. Texas on top 7-2 thanks to a 3-run homer by Chris Carmichael. I told you he celebrated as he went around first. Watch this.
How can you run around the bases without your feet touching the ground? He just did it. Boy, that was a quick, short swing from Chris Carmichael. Breaking ball down and in. What a moment.
So Texas on top 7-2. John Wesley is the new pitcher for South Carolina. Wesley, a junior out of Westbury, New York, 2-0 record and a 3.31 earned run average. And Ray Tanner looking for someone to stop the bleeding here. Because here's the problem, not only for South Carolina, but for everyone else that Texas ever got a lead on this year. He's got a closer in a Houston Street who has, in 13 save opportunities, has nailed it shut 13 times. Short hop, nice play by Meyer. Oh my goodness, what a pickup and what a throw.
Wow, that ball took a high hop and he just adjusted on the fly. Watch this. I mean, this ball takes a high hop, bounces hard. Snags it. And then the rifle throw to first base. Boom!
And then it's no contest once he unloads toward first. 2 out now, and this is Kalani Napoleon, the center fielder and number 9 hitter.
We were wondering how long Texas was going to leave all those runners on. I'm going to do that. I want to broadcast the game and paint myself all up.
Good. We'd like to ask the truck to send up the instruments. I'd be happy to do it. Boy, John Wesley, an imposing figure out there at 6'6", 235 pounds.
You can see good drive, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. They don't make pitchers small anymore.
Missed the plate. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
No more little Louisiana Lightnings. Ron Guidry at 160 pounds.
And Napoleon is on with the base on balls. Napoleon is one of those guys, when you're a senior, you hate to get put on it. You want to swing the bat. You'd like to do something memorable.
Well, I think if he wins that national championship, he'll say, you know what, that's fine for me.
Here's Tim Moss, the leadoff hitter. Moss, a single, a strikeout, a base on ball. Lined into right field, a base hit. Napoleon sneaks a peek at his third base coach and bowls at second.
There's that first pitch fastball. Tim Moss loves to swing at that first pitch fastball. 2 hits today, both on the first pitch. Doesn't matter how hard you throw it. Short swing, now 112 hits on the season.
So runners at first and second and 2 out. And here is Omar Quintanilla, who has a pair of doubles today. Quintanilla hitting .467 here in Omaha. Slow dribbler towards second. Melillo on the run, makes the play, and Texas is gone here in the 5th inning. But the big shot, 3-run homer by Chris Carmichael, has given the Longhorns a 5-run lead as we go to the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Omaha, to the College Baseball World Series. And yes, it is Zesto's time here in the booth. And in fact, all throughout our crew, Zesto's is the place adjacent to Rosenblatt Stadium where we enjoy the hot fudge variety. And now is as good a time as any to broach the subject that this is CBS's last go-round here in Omaha at the College World Series after a 15-year history of broadcasting the championship game. Our friends and colleagues at ESPN will take it over from start to finish next year, and we wish them all the best in what we consider to be one of the premier sports event anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a drive down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Trey Dyson will hold, and look at that throw to second. Oh, what a fine play on the ball by Dustin Majewski.
Boy, nice play. Got to the ball. Ball hit right on the line. And when you're down 7-2, look at that, right inside. Boy, he holds it and just throws a rifle into second base. You're down 7-2, you got to be a little conservative. You're South Carolina. 1 base at a time. Can't take too many gambles.
And 1 run at a time if you're Carolina, too.
They're not going to quit. They have proved that. They have faced elimination from the NCAA tournament 6 times and won all 6 games.
Here's Gary Bell with his first at bat of the day. For South Carolina, it's the first time their leadoff hitter has reached base since the 1st inning. Bell swing and a miss. Bell, a .342 hitter with a couple of home runs and 11 runs batted in. Replaced Garris Gantz in left field. Gantz left with a troubling knee. He was 0 for 2. This is Bell's first at bat. foul it off. We remind you Sunday on CBS, the twisted true story of Sante and Kenny Kimes. Don't miss Mary Tyler Moore, and a performance critics say is not acting but demonic possession. Like mother, like son. Sunday on CBS. Sounds like it should have a bobblehead doll involved. A ball and 2 strikes to Bell. Outside, 2-2.
If you're Carolina, there's really no need to panic. You've been in this situation before. And what you said, Greg, is exactly right. Try to get 1 run. Try to get an inning you can build off of.
Simmons on the 2-2 pitch, lofted down the left field line, and Carmichael is there for the catch. Down the left field line, Jordan and Bomer are throwing. Augie Garrido going to have somebody fresh and ready just in case.
Second best pitching staff in the entire country behind Rice. Plenty of arms in that Texas bullpen. Everybody. Johnny Holstaff is available today.
Here's Brian Busher, 0 for 2. Fouled at the plate. The bottom of the order, which shined so well for South Carolina yesterday, has only seen a 2-base hit from Landon Powell today. Oh, 1 pitch. You could see Busher start and stop and start again.
Yeah, I mean, he's not changing his pattern. Justin Simmons has been outstanding today. What he's doing, off-speed pitches. Takes a little bit more off that curveball. Makes it a little slower. Wants the hitter to get out on his front side.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside, 1-2.
And this is a guy that got off to a 14-0 start this year. Happened in 1975. 2 pitchers for Texas. Jim Gideon and Rich Wortham.
1-2 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trey Dyson is on at first. He began the inning with a single. Gary Bell flied to left, and now the 2-2 to Busher. Whoa, that one, I think the bat might have, did the bat hit the umpire's mask?
No, I think the foul
tip did.
Yeah. I mean, he got staggered. Whoa! Watch him.
Ow.
Stagger Lee.
It did.
Whoa. Look, he didn't go down though. 1, 2, 3.
That's Jim Garman, and you know their job isn't tough enough with the temperature 120 down on the field.
Staggered.
And let's keep in mind the players get to sit in the dugout every half inning, not the umpires.
No, you know, you're exactly right. That's why they've been bringing them water in between innings.
Another 2-2 pitch to Busher. Hit in the air. Back of second. Fahey and Moss are out. And now the center fielder, Napoleon, comes on and makes the catch. 2 gone.
He's just checking behind home plate to see if he's got all his teeth. Jim Gorman, man, he got rocked. Woo! Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, Rick. Don't worry about it. Wow.
Like you ever worried about umpires.
No, I always had to try to work him. Watch him. Watch. He is not going to go down. Down goes Frazier. Oh, man, he's staggered.
Here's Landon Powell, who is 1 for 2, a double, back in the second inning. A thankless job.
Oh, it really is. Nobody likes you. Can't be right on either side.
Powell looks at ball 2 as it stays outside. There's a way to keep cool here in Omaha, or anywhere else for that matter. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. Should Powell reach, Kevin Melillo, the number 9 hitter, will step to the plate.
I'm thinking if you're Augie Garrido right now and Frank Anderson, the pitching coach for Texas, this is all you wanted out of Justin Simmons. Try to get through 6 innings, then turn it over to that bullpen. And he's 1 out away from doing that.
Simmons coming up on his 100th pitch of the afternoon. He's allowed Carolina 2 runs and 4 hits. 3-2.
The thing, too, he still doesn't give in to you. I mean, that was a changeup on the outside part of the plate, 3-1. He's not going to change his game because it's a 7-2 lead.
40 balls, 60 strikes. He's retired 12 of the last 14 hitters he's faced. And the runner at first, Trey Dyson, will be off and running on this pitch. And Jeff Ontiveros, the Texas first baseman, will be playing off the bag. Full count pitch. There goes the runner. Hit in the air into right field. Majewski, no trouble. And the Gamecocks are gone at the top of the 6th inning. 1 hit, they leave a runner stranded. We'll go to the last of the 6th. The Longhorns looking for a 5th national title. They lead at 7-2.
The NCAA College World Series Championship on CBS is sponsored by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. New Reese's Fast Break, refuel and go. And by TD Waterhouse, all the tools and services to keep you in control of your business.
Bottom of the 6th inning, as you look at Chris Carmichael, whose 3-run home run in the 5th inning has given Texas a 7-2 lead. And you see Texas's record when they score 6 or more runs. It's not bad. Majewski, Ontiveros, Brandon Fahey here in the 6th to face John Wesley. And Wesley with a fastball outside, ball 1. Not too much of a secret what John Wesley's going to offer you.
Good fastball, good curveball. 6'5", 6'6". Ball gets up on a hitter in a hurry.
That's a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Count is even now at 2-2, and Majewski had a good rip.
He needs to get the ball down in the strike zone. The other day, the 3-0 pitch that he hit for a home run was down, out of the strike zone. You like hitters to take advantage of their power and their strengths. He's a good low ball hitter, but today he's been offered at the high pitch an awful lot.
Full count pitch now. Ball 4. Sixth base on balls given up by South Carolina pitchers today. In addition to that, the Gamecocks have committed 2 errors on defense, and that's just way too much help for a very good Texas team.
Yeah, extra opportunities, especially with a team that has the pitching and defense that Texas does.
And now Biggie steps into the batter's box, showing bunt.
Uh-oh.
No. Showing a rip into center field.
What is he doing?
Justin Harris pulls it in.
Man, when he squared around, everybody on South Carolina's bench said, "Thank you very much." He's your all-time home run leader. Sometimes you think too much as a hitter. Look at, he's going to do a butcher block, pull it back and smack it. But the only problem is nobody in the ballpark expected him to bunt, especially with a 7-2 lead.
Here's Brandon Fahey.
That's the beauty of college baseball.
I can't remember the last time I heard a whole stadium go, "Yeah, right."
You're right. 7-2, 4th hitter. Okay. I got to go polish my shoes.
1-0 pitch. Missed the corner. 2-0. Wesley's throw almost getting away from him. Two-0 pitch to Fahey. Ripped down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Thomas over, bobbles it. On the run to third. They will hold runners at second and third.
Yeah, the bobble in right field really didn't do anything. He was going to take that as a double anyway. Brendan Fahey, like his dad, Bill Fahey, that major league catcher, lines it down the right field line. Little bobble there, but he was going to go to second base anyway.
So Texas now with runners at second and third, and here comes the infield to play shallow and cut off any more runs.
Yeah, 7-2 lead. Carolina has to stop this run from scoring.
There you see the infielders on the edge of the grass. Here's Ryan Hubel, runners at second and third and one out. And Wesley looking for that outside corner and not finding it.
Now see, when the infield comes up, I mean, their range is cut down. You have to hit the ball right at them, or else it's a base hit.
2-0.
I mean, the advantage is, yeah, sure, you prevent that run from scoring, but right here with that infield up, if it's hit not directly at that infielder, of course you're going to score that run. And I would imagine Augie Garrido is going to have the contact play on at third. He has a 5-run lead, meaning as soon as the ball's put in play, the runner at third leaves.
Hit in the air, and this will be deep enough to get the runners to move up a base. Both of them tag. Runner at second will hold up, but coming home from third is Majewski, and it's 8-2 Texas.
Good job, put the ball in play, get the long fly ball, add on to your lead.
8-2 Texas, and here is the hero of an inning ago, Chris Carmichael, and before he gets a chance to swing the bat, let's see, we're going to get a change of pitchers. And Carmichael is going to have a look at a lefty if he stays in to hit. New pitcher coming on. It looks like Matt Campbell will take a timeout, come back to Omaha right after this. 8-2 lead, runner at second and 2 outs, and Matt Campbell is the new South Carolina pitcher, a 6'2 freshman with a 4-2 record and a 1.51 earned run average.
You see the high strikeout total, 43 strikeouts, but also the high walk total of 30.
Chris Carmichael will stay in to hit. Carmichael with a fly ball to center, a grounder to third, and a 3-run homer in the 5th inning.
He's really hit the ball hard all 3 times. The big blow being the 3-run homer to right field.
And South Carolina pitchers having trouble finding the plate now.
Yeah, you mentioned they're giving a lot of free passes. Last time, 1975, this matchup, only time they've ever faced the University of Texas.
He hit Texas's 68th home run of the year, a school record for the Longhorns.
Well, they have a big field down there in Austin. It's always been geared for pitching and defense.
Right up the middle, back a second. Meyer makes it look easy, doesn't he? 6-3 ground out ends the 6th inning, but Texas puts another run across. We've played 6. 3 innings to go in the championship game, and Texas is up 8-2.
Armikatayan back here in Omaha. South Carolina down by 6 with 3 at bats left, but might not be ready to give up on the Gamecocks just yet. They've come from behind 20 times this season. Rick, as you mentioned, 6 times in the NCAA tournament themselves, including big wins over LSU and Miami in that Super Regional. Garris Gauntz telling us yesterday, this team is built around its heart, not its talent. But Greg, I don't think they've seen a pitching staff quite this good like Texas. Back to you.
Yeah, agreed, Armin. And, you know, the competition just doesn't get easier when it gets to Omaha. Top of the 7th inning. Melillo who has been hit by a pitch twice, and then the top of the order, Meyer and Harris. And that one is high and tight.
Jeez. I don't know.
I'm going to have to turn Kevin Melillo out here. He and I were having a discussion yesterday. He and I live just a few miles apart down in Florida,
right,
and I was telling him how much I disliked all the snakes that I happen to come across, and he said, "My dad's the same way."
I guess his dad is originally from Paterson, New Jersey.
Yeah. 2-0 pitch. 2-1.
Well, he does stand right on top of the plate. He's been hit twice in this game, once by a breaking ball, once by a fastball.
Sidearm, missed the outside corner, 3-1.
Ooh, I wouldn't like that if I was Kevin Melillo. See that guy, Justin Simmons, drop down from the side and then throw across his body.
3-1 pitch to Melillo. Ball 4. So for the third time today, Melillo is on base. This one a lot less painful than the others. So the top of the order now, and Drew Meyer, and we're kind of shaking our heads at the tragic news that's come to our attention that in Chicago, St. Louis Cardinals pitcher Darryl Kyle has been found dead in his hotel room, and that's forced the cancellation of that Cardinals-Cubs baseball game.
Darryl Kyle.
All that we know about it so far. Anything further, we'd be sure to get back to you. 1-0 is the count.
Canceled the game in Chicago.
Breaking ball is in there. Ball and a strike. For the most part, Mr. Simmons has been pretty consistent today.
Only really rough outing he had, first inning.
Oh, nice bunt. Foul.
If you're South Carolina, you got to get base runners. Down by 6 runs, only have 9 outs to play with. If you're Texas and Ryan Hubel behind the plate, you start counting down outs. Need 9 more for a championship. That's all you start thinking about.
That man's scorecard looked a lot like yours, except yours has a lot of whiteout on it.
That's when they do those lineup changes.
1-2 pitch. Tapped out in front of the plate. Simmons jumps on it, throws down to first, beat it.
A little something like that can get this South Carolina team going and their fans in the stands. They really haven't had anything to cheer about. Good hustle by Drew Meyer. Look at this. Boy, that ball just hits in a no-man's zone. Simmons throws it as hard as he can. Boy, good hustle by Meyer.
39 stolen bases tells you he has some speed, and digging all the way right out of the batter's box, he beat the throw.
Boy, just in a perfect spot. Simmons did everything he could, throws it hard. Boom, tie goes to the runner. There you go. Nothing you can do.
So isn't this interesting for the Gamecocks? Runners at first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and the meat of the order coming up with Justin Harris, Yaron Peters, and Steve Thomas. Ball 1.
One more time, good look. Boy, everybody did everything right. Meyer just outran that little white baseball.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. And in the Texas bullpen, number 29 is Alan Bomer. Number 26, the left-hander, Brantley Jordan.
Both guys ready. They've been throwing for the last inning and a half. They are ready to go.
You know, we've been talking about how Simmons has been around the plate all day long, except when he wanted to be. And you could tell, feed them the 0-2 fastball outside to see if they would nibble.
He's got excellent control. Doesn't overpower you, changes speeds. You're wondering if that 120-degree heat out on the field.
Well, we're going to get a visit to the mound here, and maybe Mr. Simmons is throwing his last pitch of the day.
It's like Frank Anderson, the pitching coach.
.112 pitches on this warm afternoon out of Justin Simmons. And plate umpire Jim Garman says, you know, it's a little warm out here. I'm going to take a walk out and try to speed things along.
Yeah, you tend to stay with your ace on the mound a little bit longer than you would maybe your number 3 or 4 starter.
Well, Jim Garman says, what are you going to do, Coach?
Yeah, Frank, what do you think I should do, Jim? Should I make the move? No, I think we're going to stay with him. He's 15-1. I think he's going to be able to get us a ground ball. And if he doesn't, we still have that 6-run lead. I mentioned something before. Most pitchers, young pitchers, he's a sophomore, when they get in trouble, they try to throw the ball harder and harder. Justin Simmons is just the opposite. He wants to throw it softer and softer. Work on the hitter's aggressiveness and swing at a bad pitch.
Texas with an 8-2 lead. South Carolina runners at first and second. Nobody out. 2-0 pitch. Went to the fastball. 2-1.
Harris already a couple of base hits on the afternoon.
Missed. 3-1.
Say 2-1 changeup. He was hoping that Justin Harris would swing at a bad pitch. Didn't offer. They need base runners.
Would you start the runners to stay out of a double play?
No, not down 6 runs. Got to play a little conservative.
3-1 pitch.
He went to the changeup. I mean, he's not going to change his pattern. Doesn't matter the score of the game. He's going to his bread and butter. He's going to his changeup.
You know you fool the hitter when the hitter gets the nose of the bat on the ball. So the count is full at 3-2. Full count pitch. Full foul past third.
Good little battle going on here.
Justin Simmons has pitched an outstanding game. Wiggled out of big trouble in the top of the first inning, surrendered a run in the second, and has been in charge ever since. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Hard at third. Quintanilla to second for 1. To first, double play.
Boy, never gave in to Harris. Changeups 3-1. Sinking fastball 3-2. Hit it hard. But right at the third baseman. Stays down on the ball. That ball was smoked. He knows he has time. Gets Tim Moss an excellent feed. And they complete the double play.
Nicely done. First double play of the day.
Talk
classic look.
Yeah, a momentum killer. Instead of bases loaded and nobody out if he's able to walk, now you got to run around third and 2 outs.
Melillo is at third. The hitter is Yaron Peters. And breaking ball strike.
First team All-American Peters really has struggled in the College World Series.
0 for 16 as he stands in the batter's box now.
And you know what that means, Greg? What that means is that they go over a guy in the lineup. You're not going to have him beat him. This is the guy in the South Carolina lineup that they're going to make the nasty pitch to.
When I said 0 for 16, I mean hitless in his last 16 trips to the plate.
You see, nasty. I mean, that ball's maybe a little bit off the plate, but his control's been that good. Justin Simmons going to get it.
Did he hold up? They appealed down to first, and he did hold up, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, let's see it from the side. Does that bat cross the plate? No, it did not.
South Carolina would like to salvage something from this threat. 2-2 pitch. Hit into right center field. Falling. Base hit. Napoleon dove, couldn't get it. Peters into second with a double. The run scores, and it's 8-3. And, you know, even though they got the run, I think Justin Simmons can fall back on the fact that he didn't hit the ball very hard.
Nope. Little breaking, looked like a changeup again away. But give Uron Peters some credit. He didn't try to pull that one. I know he's been struggling this College World Series, but a big 2-out base hit for South Carolina. Changeup away instead of pulling off the ball, drives it to right center field. The RBI double.
So now Peters out at second, and here's Steve Thomas, who is 0 for 3 today. And there's another RBI sitting out there if the Gamecocks can find it up the middle into center field. Peters makes the turn. He'll come around to score. The throw comes into second. It's 8-4.
Do not count the Gamecocks out. They just they stay around. They do not quit.
You mentioned it earlier. If you're going to hit Justin Simmons, you got to go back up the middle.
Yeah. I mean, there's another changeup away. Justin Simmons, boy, that ball goes right through the middle of his legs into center field. And it gets contagious now. All of a sudden, okay, they start believing in themselves in that dugout.
Here's Trey Dyson, who led off the 6th inning with a base hit and was stranded. This inning began with Melillo drawing a walk. Drew Meyer with the base hit. Justin Harris hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Peters doubled Melillo home, and Thomas singled Peterson across. Down the right field line, fair ball. Making the turn is Thomas, heading for third. He's going to be held at third. Runners at second and third on a 2-base hit by Dyson. And the last 2 balls have been hit right on the button. In fact, his last 3 pitches have resulted in 3 hits.
They're not wasting any time. Breaking ball, and I mean, he is out of gas. Breaking ball that just spins, stays on the inside part of the plate, and he hammers it. That's what a left-hand hitter wants to do against a left-handed pitcher. See the breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. He did, and he crushed it.
If Majewski doesn't field that ball cleanly, another run comes around to score. Here's Gary Bell now with runners at second and third.
When he's getting called back, he's going to send up Smith, the right-hand hitter, against the lefty Simmons. I think he's going to burn Bell, though. I would imagine they're going to bring in the right-hand pitcher to face Smith.
Number 45, Demetric Smith, a junior first baseman out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, will swing from the right side of the plate. And that will call for a change in pitchers. And they will bring the right-hander Alan Bomer on. And now we'll see what Coach Tanner does in response. Justin Simmons has been, for the most part, outstanding in the starting role for the Texas Longhorns here today. Pitching change for the Longhorns. We'll be back to Omaha right after this. You're looking at Alan Bomer, who was Augie Garrido's other possibility to start this game today. He comes on here in the 7th inning in relief of Justin Simmons.
Big contrast, too. He will throw some gas. He'll throw about 92 to 93 miles an hour. Good hard slider. You look at his numbers on the year, 11 and 3. He comes right after you. Likes to work ahead of the hitters and then try to get them to swing at the slider.
Native of Altoona, Iowa. 6'3", 203-pound junior. South Carolina has crawled to within 8-4. And Demetric Smith to the plate. Number 15, is Thomas, Steve Thomas. At third, Trey Dyson is on at second.
I'll tell you what, a little bloop single here, and South Carolina's right back in this game. 8-4, 2 runners on. It could be 8-6 in a hurry.
Demetric Smith hitting just .211 this year. Strike one.
Comes right in from the bullpen, shows you exactly how he wants to pitch you. Sliders, try to get the hitter to swing at a bad slider.
0-1 pitch, 0-2.
81-mile-an-hour slider, too. Demetric Smith been sitting on that bench the whole game. You want to get your hacks.
Oh, 2 pitch. 1-2. The Gamecocks a swing away from an 8-6 or even an 8-7 game. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pretty good job by Smith. Fell in a hole, 0-2s. He evened up the count by staying off those 2 hard sliders away.
That's Justin Simmons watching from the bench. That one loose. And runners will not advance, and the count is full at 3-2. Now, should Smith reach, then it'll be Brian Busher.
Has not thrown a fastball yet. Will he go to it? 3-2.
Full count pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Alan Bomer comes in and does the job, freezes him on the inside corner with the fastball. And South Carolina registers 2 in the 7th, but no more. We go to the last of the 7th. Texas 8, South Carolina 4.
Armor Katayan back here in Omaha. Augie Garrido closing in on his 4th national championship. It's interesting. I talked to Bill Little today, the sports information, longtime sports information director at Texas, who told me he was a part of a search committee that was looking for someone to replace a legendary coach, Cliff Gustafson. He talked to Garrido on the phone and said, listen, who's the best coach out there? And Garrido said, well, you know, you got Dave Snow at Long Beach, you got Andy Lopez at Florida, and Little said to him, well, what about the best baseball coach in the country? Is he interested in the Texas job? And then talking about Garrido, and said, well, if we could work it out, I would be. Augie came here. He's a 6th year now, looking at his 1st national championship for Texas, Greg.
Absolutely, and if Augie wins today, he becomes the first coach in College World Series history to win a national championship at 2 different schools, and the only one to win a College World Series title in 4 different decades. How's that for proving?
That's longevity.
Matt Campbell works to J.D. Reininger, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Reiniger has reached on an error, reached on a base on balls, and grounded to short. Chops this one down to third. Third base coach Tommy Harmon with the grab.
You know, it wasn't easy for Augie Garrido either when he went over to Texas. They got on him pretty hard. There's a lot of pressure to win the title. 29 times the University of Texas has been to the College World Series.
Hit in the air in center field. Justin Harris calls and makes the catch. We talked about this earlier. The number of victories leads all Division I coaches, active coaches. Trails only Cliff Gustafson. And you know what? If they win as many games next year as they won this year, he overtakes Cliff Gustafson. Lined at the second baseman, and Melillo is there for out number 2. Kalani Napoleon with bat on the ball.
Somebody in the dugout, the Texas dugout, will say, what's wrong with you, Napoleon? That guy's been standing there for 99 years. You hit it straight to him. That's bad hitting.
And Tim Moss swinging on the first pitch, strike 1.
He likes that first pitch, doesn't he?
pitch looked pretty good too.
I like this Campbell. Boy, on the mound, ready to go. Works quick.
You know, thinking back to our talk with Kalani Napoleon yesterday, he said Houston Street is our lighthouse. He's out front of the dugout and he's scoping out the surroundings, and everybody's sitting around. Houston Street's in the bullpen and ready to come in anytime Augie Garrido calls for him. Moss goes down swinging. First 1-2-3 inning of the day against the Longhorns. We've played 7 complete. Texas 8, South Carolina 4. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, Texas with a 4-run lead. You're looking at Chris Carmichael, and he is our Centrum performer of the day by virtue of his 3-run homer back in the 5th inning. Cranked up a 3-run shot to put Texas on top by a score of 7-2. And the thing about young Mr. Carmichael is he was today's surprise starter.
Yes, he was. A little hunch by Augie Garrido pays off big time. Look at him celebrating. 3-run homer.
So now Texas concentrating on preserving a 4-run lead. Top of the 8th inning, it'll be Brian Busher, Landon Powell, Kevin Melillo, the bottom 3 in Ray Tanner's batting order. Alan Bomer working his 2nd inning and burns a strike across the plate, 0-1.
Big adjustment for the South Carolina hitters. They've been seeing off-speed pitches all day. Now all of a sudden they got to crank it up, face a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Immediately the count is 0-2.
But the best thing, you had Matt Campbell on the mound, 1-2-3, boom. They had a little something going, South Carolina, last inning. He got him right back in the dugout, Matt Campbell, so they can swing the bat again against Texas.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here's Landon Powell, the on-deck hitter. Brian Busher with a fly out, a strikeout, and a fly out.
Greg, remember you had Simmons on the mound, the changeups, 83, 82-mile-an-hour fastball. Now all of a sudden, as a hitter, you've been trying to slow it down all day. Now you got to speed it back up.
Lined in the left field. On comes Carmichael, and he makes the catch.
Right place at the right time, Chris Carmichael.
Not a bad day for the young man from Decatur, Georgia.
I'm telling you, Busher hit that ball hard, but Carmichael's right in the right spot.
That'll bring Landon Powell up. 1 out of 3, a 2-base hit back in the 2nd inning. Missed the outside corner.
Switch hitting catcher. Greg, you were surprised how big Landon Powell is.
That's a called strike, 1-1.
Got to be about 6'2", 215.
6'3", 215, not bad. Toward the hole and through. Base hit into right field, his 2nd hit of the day. While we have a moment, we'll remind you that tonight on CBS starts with Touched by an Angel, followed by back-to-back episodes of The District. It's all here tonight on CBS. Here's Kevin Melillo. Melillo hit twice by a pitch and then drew a base on balls to start South Carolina's 2-run 7th inning. Strike. Landon Powell over at first base runs well for a catcher too.
Yeah, he does.
No offense.
I like how they always say that too.
Yeah.
For a catcher.
For a catcher.
Let him catch 18 years, see how good he runs.
I grew up in Chicago, a White Sox fan, and watched Sherman Lawler. And Sherman Lawler, when he hit the ball in the gap, he had to get the calendar out. 1-1 pitch, there goes the runner, fouled off. Landon Powell had a pretty good jump down in the Texas bullpen, down the left field line. Brantley Jordan, the left-hander, and Houston Street, the right-hander.
He definitely has a big league name, Houston Street.
Maybe one of the best names since Billy Champion.
Billy Champion.
Check swing. Check down at third, and they say he did not go around. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's see it. Ooh.
Close.
Very close.
Melillo with a 2-2 count. Pop back of third. Quintanilla on the run. Falls foul.
Oh, once he turned around, no chance. And remember, the wind blowing out. We've talked about the wind. It's about a 15-mile-an-hour wind, pushing the ball further away from him. And he just had no chance. Once he turned in the opposite direction, watch, right there, just before there, he turned in the opposite direction. That's just going to blow away from him. Wind's taking that ball, just nothing he can do about it.
So let's see what Kevin Melillo does with a second chance. Landon Powell, the runner at first, with 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Held up. Ball 3.
Pretty good slider down and in. Good job of Melillo staying off that ball. Toughest pitch to stay away from. I mean, it looks good, the slider. Down and in, because all left-hand hitters love the ball down. He went below that, trying to get you to chase.
3-2 pitch. Ripped foul past first. Kevin Melillo, good-looking ball player.
Yeah,
feisty. Yeah, feisty.
Right? Feisty, just going to battle you.
And only a freshman.
Wasn't supposed to be a starter on this team. Justin Harris was the starting second baseman, had to move to center field.
Full count pitch. Ball 4. How about his day? Twice hit by a pitch, twice he draws a base on balls. And here comes South Carolina again to the top of the order in Drew Meyer.
They just stay after you, don't they?
And with this visit to the mound, we just may see Houston Street come onto the scene. Let's see.
Left-hand hitter Meyer, they may be bringing Jordan in.
Nope. They said right-hander. It's Houston Street. The freshman from Austin, Texas, coming on to pitch for the Longhorns. We'll talk about him as we continue right after this. Houston Street on the mound. 13 saves in 13 save opportunities. A 4-1 record, a 0.99 earned run average, and just a freshman out of Austin, Texas. Used to be a completely overhand pitcher until the trip to Stanford this year, and the coaches said, why don't we try dropping down a little bit, and Houston Street says it saved my season.
Saved this season, was a little frustrating with it at first. Augie Garrido, Frank Anderson, the pitching coach, said, let's just try it, because it was right over the top, and what it created now is a lot more movement. And he's got great action on his fastball and a hard slider. So that little adjustment, dropping him to low 3/4, has turned him into the closer that he is now.
He comes on in a save opportunity here, and if South Carolina can't solve him, he would become the first to record 4 saves in the College World Series.
Still a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Long way to go. These 5 outs become the toughest that you have to get all season long.
Top of the order, Drew Meyer, Justin Harris, and Yaron Peters. 2 on and 1 out.
You see where Houston Street likes to work. He likes to work on that far left-hand corner of that pitcher's rubber.
Outside, ball 1. As entertaining a young man, I think, as you would ever want to talk to.
He was great. Have our little pregame meetings with them. Very honest. It's refreshing.
Runners at second and third. Out at second base is Landon Powell. Kevin Melillo on at first. How about that fastball?
Good life. Good life. The only thing Houston Street doesn't want to make his living upstairs. He wants to sink the ball. See that low 3/4, almost sidearm action. Good look. He wants to get lower than that.
1-1 pitch. Ball 2.
You see how he also likes to work that slider. He likes to backdoor it, where the only time it crosses the plate is right at the last second.
Meyer couldn't catch up with
it. Great location. There's that sinking fastball moving away from Drew Meyer.
2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it and lined it foul.
These guys on top of it.
His dad, a legend at Texas, James Street. Quarterback on the football team, pitcher on the baseball team. 2-2 pitch.
Woo, man, tough pitch to take. But he extends the at-bat to 3-2. Augie Garrido shaking his head. Where is it? Maybe a little down.
Count is full now to Meyer. Fouled it off.
The thing I thought that was so refreshing to hear a youngster talk about his dad, the way he idolized his father. Says, you know what? I hope someday I could just grow up and be like him. I mean, that's what you want to hear a kid say.
Sure.
He's my idol. He's my role model.
He's my hero. 3-2 pitch.
Well, now here, you know, this is classic. Only in college. You got the freshman, you know, still wet behind the ears. Houston Smith. You got the All-American player at the bat. The first-round draft pick. 10th in the whole country. Pretty good battle going on.
First and second, one out, 3-2 pitch. Foul back again.
I mean, you got to like this. You sit back home and you're saying, okay, wow. His dad looking on.
This will be Houston Street's 10th pitch to Drew Meyer. What an eye exhibited at the plate by Drew Meyer. And the bases are loaded. Let's go down to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thank you, Greg. I'm with the aforementioned James Street, one of the true legends in college football. James, it doesn't get more tense or tough than this for your son.
It really doesn't. You know, bases loaded here in the final game, bottom of the eighth, one out. We need a double play ball.
Your athletic experience at Texas, what did you impart to your sons?
Well, I don't think anything more than anything else, attitude. Go out there and do the best you can do today, and the best you can do today sometimes isn't good enough, and just keep fighting them, keep fighting them.
You were here in, I believe, 68, 69, and 70. What do you remember most about this?
Well, we lost.
Down to third, double play ball. The second for one. He lost it while he was throwing it. Loose ball. Runner's going to come home and score second run. Now Augie Garrido is going to come out and challenge a little bit what happened out at second base. I think the Longhorns are alleging a little interference by the base runner, Drew Meyer.
Okay, he got the ground ball. Perfect throw to second base. What happens here? He just loses the handle. Good, hard, clean slide at second base. He just loses the handle. Tim Moss loses the handle. There it is. Good, hard, clean. Just slips out of his hand.
And on the play, Landon Powell came home from third, and then Melillo came running home when the second baseman Moss lost the handle.
And you get the sense that South Carolina feels it. They score 2 runs on maybe an inning-ending double play. Instead, they get 2 runs, 8-6 ball game. Their dugout went nuts.
Moss is given an error that allows Melillo to score. 2-run game, a runner at first and 2 out, and here's Yaron Peters.
You have the guy with 29 home runs this season, struggling, but he did get the base hit to right center field to drive in a run his last time up.
Harris on first, 2 out. Ball 1. Take one more look at it.
Well, gets the ground ball. I mean, he's looking, okay, his base is loaded. I got the ground ball. Can we turn the double play? Oops, it slips right out of his hands. 2-run score.
1-1.
Euron Peters becomes a very dangerous hitter. I know he was 0 for 16, his last 16 at bats. Just had to double to right center field. What happens now is, okay, he's starting to get a little confidence back. He can leave this yard going right field.
1-1 pitch. Tapped. And it's going to roll foul. James Street led Texas to 3 College World Series. He led the football team to a national championship. His son has a 1-2 count on Peters. 2-2.
Well, you can see how he becomes very difficult to pick up the ball if you're a right-hand hitter. Low 3/4, fastball slider from that location.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Peters. Ball 3.
Oh, great job, too, by Ryan Hubel behind the plate. Wow. Slider way down. Look at him get way out. Prevents that runner from getting to second base.
Count is full. If Peters should reach, Steve Thomas, the cleanup hitter, would be next. Little lucky rub in the South Carolina dugout. We'll see if it works. 3-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. South Carolina adds 2 here in the 8th inning, but that's all they get as Peters goes down swinging. We'll go to the last of the 8th. Texas in the lead, but now it's just 2 at 8-6.
The NCAA College World Series Championship on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot, driving down the cost of home improvement. Gateway, where you've got a friend in the business. And by Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth.
With Armin Katayan and Rick Cerrone and the rest of our ace CBS sports crew, Greg Gumbel back at Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha. Bottom of the 8th inning, Texas with an 8-6 lead. And Omar Quintanilla will lead off the last of the 8th against Matt Campbell. Right back up the middle, into center field for a base hit. Quintanilla. 3rd hit of the day, 2 doubles and a single, and has also done it down at third base where he has just started the play with a couple of hard hit balls right at him.
Well, he's had an unbelievable day. A couple of big doubles early in the ball game, a couple of singles. I mean, this guy has played extremely well, hitting right around 500 for the series.
Here's Dustin Majewski. 2-run triple in the 1st. Struck out swinging in the 2nd, a fly to left in the 4th, and a base on balls in the 6th inning.
Well, no question the momentum has changed. You have South Carolina coming on strong. If you're Texas, you got to stop that momentum.
Lined into right center field on the move is Steve Thomas, and he trapped it. Looks like he trapped it. Runner makes the turn. The ball is loose, and Thomas is hurt. It's a 2-run double. Thomas just now struggling to his feet.
I had mentioned, Greg, that playing day games here in Omaha last Saturday is very difficult to pick up the ball in the outfield. A lot of white shirts. This ball, he's just froze for a second. Then he crushes himself into the ground. The ball gets buried underneath him. Watch his wrist. Trying to stop himself. Just hits him. Oh, man. Goes underneath. The ball stays underneath his body. Watch his wrist.
That right wrist goes flying underneath, yeah. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now, and once again, Ray Tanner pulls his infield in. Here is Jeff Ontiveros. And they're going to walk it.
The best way to change the momentum is by swinging the bat yourself. Remember the inning before, Matt Campbell did an unbelievable job. 1, 2, 3, got the Texas hitters out, put his team back in the dugout to swing the bat. Here, Texas says, okay, we got 2, 3, 4 coming up to start this inning. We got to start our own rally.
So Ontiveros reaches with the intentional walk, and here is Brandon Fahey. Fahey has a sacrifice fly and an RBI, a fielder's choice, a walk, and a double.
Yeah, bases loaded, but they're still playing the infield in. Look at everybody, all the way up. They can't afford to give up any more runs. 8-6, Texas lead.
Ground ball, everybody will come home. Ball 1. Over at third is Omar Quintanilla. Dustin Majewski is out at second, and Jeff Ontiveros is on at first. Bases loaded, nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. Ball 2.
Remember, South Carolina had the bases loaded, nobody out against Justin Simmons in the first inning, and only scored 1. I think right now South Carolina would take that.
.20 pitch. Foul ball.
Boy, not a real good swing. 2-0. Brandon Fahey, 2-0. You're in the driver's seat there. Again, Texas has done a good job putting the ball in play, getting productive outs. A couple of sacrifice flies today to score runs. That's what he's trying to do here.
Foul to the plate, and the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
When that infield's in, especially second and third second and shortstop, boy, the whole middle of the diamond is wide open. I mean, the only one in the middle there is that pitcher. Really can see how it drastically cuts down your range. Ball has to be hit right at the infielders, or else it's a base hit and 2 RBIs.
2-2 pitch to Fahey. Base hit into right field. Peters couldn't flag it down. 2-run score. Runner goes from first to third, and he is in. Texas ups its lead to 10-6.
Just what we were talking about, infield's in, range is cut down. Boy, that time he gets a nice ball to drive. Breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. He hits it hard. Euron Peters dives for it. See, he's in tight. If he's back normal, it's a routine ground ball. Instead, it's a 2-run single.
And right here, we're going to get a South Carolina pitching change. It got away from Matt Campbell early in this inning. Quintanilla led with a base hit. Majewski doubled, an intentional walk, and a 2-run single by Brandon Fahey. Blake Taylor coming on for the Gamecocks right after this. Back in Omaha, Texas has stretched its lead to 10-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Still nobody out, and runners at first and third. Blake Taylor has come on to pitch for South Carolina, a 6'1 senior out of Columbus, Georgia. 6-1 record and a 2.66 earned run average.
And normally they're closer with 21 saves on the season. See that number, but right here, Ray Tanner's looking for somebody to put this fire out. Sinker ball pitcher, sinker slider.
So South Carolina far from being out of the woods. They have runners at first and third, nobody out, and Ryan Hubel will step to the plate. It'll be Hubel, home run hitting Chris Carmichael, and J.D. Reininger. And that infield is still in.
Has to stay in. 4-run lead now by the Longhorns. If you're Fahey at first base, you want to steal. Go ahead. They're going to give you second base. Take it.
Hit in the air, center field. This will be deep enough to get the run home. Justin Harris pulls it in. Fahey tags at first and goes into second.
Well, I tell you what, Hubel's done a great job. His last 2 times up, productive outs, long fly balls to center field, 2 RBIs. That's little ball.
Boy, momentum's a funny thing, isn't it?
Yep.
South Carolina gets 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and they're feeling awfully good about themselves, and they've pulled into an 8-6 deficit. And here comes Texas with 3 in the bottom of the 8th, and they aren't finished yet. Runner in scoring position and 1 out, and here's Carmichael. Homered with 2 aboard back in the 5th.
Boy, they put that 3 spot on the board in a hurry, too. It was quick runs.
And nothing cheap about them either.
No, they hit the ball hard, put the ball in play, and added 3 more to their lead.
Inside corner, count is even at a ball and a strike.
Still the big hit of the day. Chris Carmichael, the 3-run homer. Back in the 5th inning.
Runners going. Throw down to third, in the dirt and down the line, and here comes Fahey with another run. Give him a stolen base. Give Landon Powell the error on the throw. And it's 12-6.
Well, Blake Taylor paid no attention. He gets a tremendous jump. Nothing Powell can do, but pretty much he should have eaten the ball. You see about a 5-step jump. Powell throws the ball in the left field. Another run on the board for the Longhorns.
Carmichael takes the ball, and the count is now 3-1. Bases are empty. Infield back at normal depth. Ball 4. That'll bring the freshman J.D. Reininger to the plate, and you saw the pictures in the South Carolina dugout a moment ago. It's just the opposite over on the other side of the field, where the Longhorns can taste a championship now.
Not a typical South Carolina game today. 3 errors, 7 walks. They've given a lot of free base runners to the Longhorns.
This hasn't been a typical game defensively for either of these clubs.
Team. You wonder, nerves, championship game.
We have a pinch hitter now, Eric Soltemeyer, or rather Michael Holloman, excuse me, Michael Holloman, stepping to the plate to pinch hit for J.D. Reininger.
Switch hitter Holloman.
Holloman, a .263 hitter. And he looks at ball 1.
Again, Augie Garrido's looking at left-handed bat. Runner on first base with the big hole there.
That's what Blake Taylor has to start doing, throwing some strikes. Fouled back behind the plate. And Powell makes the catch. Nice play by Landon Powell.
Boy, real nice play. Goes into the slide.
You'd have had the old waffle design on your face, right?
Watch this. He's full tilt. He's going to slide and catch. That braces him from going into the wall. Nice job, Landon Powell. Like it. Yeah. Those catchers.
You know, I'll say this. I've been doing a lot of teasing, but, you know, and this is typical of the people of Omaha, as Napoleon rips it foul down the right field line. I've seen so many people in the 2 weeks that we've been here coming up to you and saying hello and welcoming you back to Omaha. And they have long memories here, as well they should.
They really do. People up in the press box.
Missed outside, 1-1.
And part of it was that game we played against the University of Texas. You're down 10-0. All of a sudden, the Seton Hall team battled back.
Was that the game where you hit one almost to Topeka?
It was pretty far out there. It was pretty far.
Lined into center field, base hit. Carmichael around second in a hurry. Throw comes in and he'll be held, and Napoleon into second with a double. Tim Moss steps to the plate. The Longhorns have batted around here in the 8th.
Our camera crew, let's see. Our production team says he missed first base. Let's watch. Did he get it? Oh, he's watching the ball all the way. Did he catch that?
Oh, he didn't come close.
Oh no, he missed it by he missed that by a while.
He sure did.
Oh,
we're going to get a pinch runner here. Napoleon comes out, and Joe Farron, a junior out of Ankeny, Iowa, replaces him.
I'll tell you what, our guys are good in the truck. All right, look at this. Whoa! Wait a minute. Oops. Sorry.
And you know what? It's like, that's a first baseman's job. A first baseman's got to keep an eye on that. And with that pitch goes the opportunity.
Yeah, the only problem on that play, Greg, and I'm not sure, I didn't see it, but he's probably getting himself into position to be the cutoff man. Because the ball in the gap, the base runner at third.
Strike call. 1-1.
We got how many cameras? 8, 9 cameras around here. We got cameras everywhere.
1-1 pitch. 1-2. Last 8 years here in Omaha, the winner of the College World Series averaged 11 runs. Texas has 12 on the board. 1-2 pitch.
And the answer, Greg, the answer for that is because the winning team, and I'm not positive, but probably went through the winner's bracket, were able to set up their pitching staff, whereas like South Carolina had to win 2 ball games in a row just to get here. So they're pitching short.
You can't save your number 1 for the game.
You have to get there first.
Get there first, right?
You know, and that's probably the reason that you're looking at high scores for the winning team.
2-2 pitch to Moss. Got him swinging. But the damage is definitely done. Texas on top. Houston Street going to come out and try to nail down a championship for the Texas Longhorns. We'll be back for the 9th inning in a moment. Welcome back for the top of the 9th inning. Texas with a 12-6 lead, 3 outs away from the 5th national championship in their history. 2 new outfielders. In center field is number 6, Joe Farron, and in right field, Matt Rosenberg. So Texas has Carmichael, Farron, and Rosenberg left to right. Quintanilla, Fahey, Moss, and Otaveros third to first. Hubel behind the plate. Houston Street trying to close it out. Steve Thomas looks at ball 1.
Instead of a 2-run lead, now a 6-run lead for the Texas Longhorns. You almost wonder what Augie Garrido's thinking in that dugout. 3 more outs. Trying to win a championship in 4 different decades.
Foul ball at third. 1-2. Houston Street looking to become the first to ever record 4 saves in a College World Series.
I would think he would have the leg up for the MVP of the College World Series.
And if Texas wins here, they would be the 4th straight team to go 4-0. College World Series championship, and that misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's what we were just talking about, Augie Garrido. Imagine 1979, 84, 95, and now again, maybe in 2000.
That one lined into right field, base hit. Steve Thomas saying, let's not count the Gamecocks out just yet. Here's Trey Dyson.
Checking in the dugout before he goes up to hit. Probably asking Ray Tanner, do you want me to take a strike? They need base runners. And you know my feeling on this, sometimes that's going to be the best pitch you're going to get. Go ahead. If you get 2-0 in the count.
Boy, does that sound familiar. Does that sound familiar?
2-0 in the count, then take a strike. But that first one, they're going to try to get ahead. Go ahead and rip it.
took a rip. Foul tipped at 0-1. Dyson has a sac fly, a single and a double, along with a ground out today. And quickly, Street is ahead in the count, 0-2.
You know, so many big league players watching this game. Roger Clemens, the Texas alumni. You know they're watching.
Oh, what did Augie Garrido tell us? Big fan Kevin Costner called yesterday morning.
Ready?
Oh, yeah. Kevin Costner. I mean, this is exciting.
Couldn't be here because he's making a movie in Canada. What an excuse.
Charter a plane.
0-2 pitch. Off the pitcher's glove to second to first. Double play. That'll go as a 1-4-3 double play, and credit Tim Moss with a fine play.
Boy, this one is pretty good. Tongue out, good sinker. Houston Street gets up, tips it. Boy, nice play by Tim Moss. Didn't panic, stayed with it. The carom shot to Tim Moss.
So 2 out and nobody on, and Jared Greenwood now to the plate to hit for Tim Seaton. Greenwood, a .333 hitter on the year. Toward first, Ontiveros going to take it himself, and Texas is a winner. For the 5th time in their great collegiate baseball history, the Texas Longhorns are national champions. 12-6 winners over South Carolina. And the notch that the Gamecocks really hate to see is they join Florida State as the only teams to go 0-3 in College World Series championship games.
Toughest thing, Greg, could only be one winner. But in this year, South Carolina faced elimination now 7 times. They went 6-1. Texas is the only team to beat them. A repeat and a rematch of the '75 World Series. Same result. University of Texas comes out on top.
Our congratulations to Augie Garrido and the Texas Longhorns. They go 4-0 here in Omaha, and they win the title. As we said earlier, this ends CBS Sports' 15 years of covering this great event here in Omaha. It's been a decade and a half of moments that together have made the lasting memories that are the College World Series. For all of us here at CBS, thanks for joining us, everyone. Base hit left field. He's going to wave him around. Topham comes up throwing to the plate. LSU wins it.
Lane hits it high in the air and deep in center field. Arguelles leads. He can't get it. Jason Lane with a grand slam for USC. Let the celebration begin in Wichita. The Shockers have won a championship.
The Miami Hurricanes, national champions.
Now
Warren Morris.